Yo, Billy Big Balls here, episode 16. We have a guest today. Alright, Callum.
What's the story?
How are you, bro?
Not bad.
Oh,
Pleasure
good.
to be here.
Yeah.
Thank you for asking me on.
No problem,
Long
man.
time
No
viewer
problem.
of the
Pleasure.
show, so yeah, delighted to be
You're
here.
one of our own, you know what I mean? So we'd love to hear your story.
100%. Yeah, no better place to
So,
tell it.
what was life what was life growing up in Ringsend for you?
Yeah, it was good. It was good. Like, I didn't really have a bad upbringing or anything growing up in Ringsend. Like, I come from a good family. Man, dad, sound, always worked, and you know, solid family. All my mates were mad growing up. We were all little bollockses. Like, we were and we weren't, if you know what I mean. Like, I think everybody from the area, when you're like 10 growing up to what, like 20, you know, you have that kind of mad time. And,
we certainly did anyway.
Yeah, but I think you have to, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and like, we'd been
your
hearing
system, you know what I mean?
We'd been hearing stories of people probably like in your generation doing mad shit and thinking, well, we want to have them stories as well to tell, you know what I mean? But like, I was never really bad. I was more just like, couldn't engage with things, you know what I mean? Got distracted easily, was easily I couldn't focus, you know what I mean? I still can't focus, like I'm still all over the place. It's look, going through school and all, I was never good at school, but like I wasn't a messer either, you know what I mean? Like all my mates would have been messers, so I would have gotten always tired as
what school were you in?
Was in Marion.
Oh, Marion College, yeah.
So
few lunatics and
I would
that.
have had like the likes of Jay Bourne and all in my year, like, you know what I mean? So like I was
He's definitely a messer, isn't he?
Mad cunt, like, yeah, me and Jay go back years. I love Jay.
I know Jay's played in Ceilim.
Me and him like go back to literally little kids, like, do you know what I mean? But like, because all my mates are messers, I was always tired of being a messer as well, but it was more just didn't engage with things in school, you know, didn't understand it. I always thought I knew I was smart because I was creative in other ways, but I always felt thick, you know what I mean? I think we were talking about it a good bit last week, and that really resonated with me, how like the school system and all just misses so many, like, you know what I mean?
They don't, you know, if you come across anyway as a tick, you know what I mean? They just flag you know what I mean? But you have other talents and other things going on, but they just so fucking stupid. They can't recognise that. You know what I mean?
100%.
And plus, you know, fucking teachers, they have their own little pets. You know what I mean? He's good. He's gonna do well. Let's concentrate on him. See him, he's a muppet. Fuck him. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I think the people that hang around with and all, because
they think, you know what I mean? Look, they're going nowhere. Do you know where they're going? They're going to Mount Joy. You know what I mean? And that's what they think.
And look, I've my own business now, you know what I mean? Like, I work for myself, things are going well, and I've done a shoot with Marion College.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't for Marion College, it was a sponsorship thing. And Marion, all the students came out, and one of the teachers that never got on with me, see me, how'd you get here? How are you doing this now? You know what I mean? And he was the one that would have said, you'll never do it. You know what I mean? So it was great to have that feeling.
I was cleverer than you fucking cocked, you know what I mean?
Yeah, probably made more than him that day, you know what I mean? So I was fucking like, no, I'm not fucking, I don't earn loads of money or anything, like still fucking building.
Where you with that?
It was...
you're making a fortune now.
You bollocks.
You know, all you see is nothing but videos up on fucking TikTok. We want you to sponsor the show, man.
Yeah, sponsor me rebuilding the studio.
No problem, man.
But now, what were we saying?
Oh no, I wasn't listening to you. You're talking about your man in Marion College.
Yeah, it was a mad feeling to go back and see him and be like, kind of fuck you know what I mean? But like, I was delighted, but going through school, like, I always thought I was thick, but I'd always be doing something else, like when we play Xbox, I used to like hack people's accounts to make them like higher levels and all that stuff. Used to charge people for it. Used to do like YouTube videos and stuff like that years ago. So I was always interested in that. And then went through school, kind of was more always focused on getting out for the smoke on my break, going out to the lane, going out, you know, I never really cared about school. And it was only by chance that a fella that I got on with was going to art college. I said, right, like, I'm creative, I'll give it a go. It was a PLC, so I was level 5, and I said, fuck, I probably won't get in, but I'll apply for something, you know what I mean? And I got it, and I got in and done that, dropped out near the end, done another PLC the following year, because I skipped 4th year, so I would have been 17 going into that college, which is very young to be going into.
College.
You know what I mean? And like, I never even thought I'd go to college, so it was weird. But wasn't really old enough, so I done the same PLC again, done really well, and realised that like, my brain works a different way. Like, I kind of learned a different way to other people, and once I learned how I learn, it changed the game for me completely. Like, because art college, it's all practical. so they're not, like you don't have a test, you don't have exam, you don't have learning.
Yeah.
It's just like, do this thing. You just go and you do the painting or you do the drawing or whatever. And you either do it well or you don't, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
but
yeah,
it's a practical thing, it's something that you can do, so that took the pressure off me massively. Because look, I went on later, we were saying there before we started that I'm dyslexic.
Yeah.
And that's what we were talking about last week as well.
Yeah, turned out we have something in common.
Exactly.
It's me and you and Pat, we have it as well, you know? But it's like,
mad.
It just, it explains a lot, you know?
It was like a light bulb moment for me, you
like
know?
I do get messages, we were talking about this, now I get messages of people, and I look at them, right, and I think they said one thing. And sometimes I reply back and they be texting me back going, what the fuck are you talking about?
Did you even read that?
And then I'd look back again and they'll have to look at it about 6 times, you know, before I reply. But sometimes I reply back to people like, and they never reply back to me.
That's why the voice sounds
that's why I do them all the time.
I'm the same, and I feel like they be wrecking people's heads sometimes.
I don't care.
It's so much easier to do the voice notes.
But the only thing about voice notes is you come back to haunt you.
When you get
Alex,
back.
see Alex, you know, send him a blatant voice now, and next minute it's over.
It's up on TikTok. He's a gas cunt, isn't he?
He's a fucking beauty, you know what I mean?
He's always been like that though, always making up stories and putting things in a certain way.
That's what I was saying last week, we used to talk to him in the gym and all, and you walk away from him and go, man, he's fine.
I remember I used to hear stories like of him in the gym at that time saying, there's this fella Billy, he's mad, you know?
Yeah.
I remember him saying, I just got home and have a blade and cheese toasty and the kid that went out. I remember him saying all that. And I remember we used to have a mate, Aidan, right? He was from Ringsend, but he was English. Like he grew up in England. His mom was from Ringsend, and he came back, and he had a pet snake. And when his sister was born, he had to kill it, or get rid of it. So I don't know. We got rid of the snake anyways. And
not the one that was roaming around Ringsend.
No, this was in England before he came over. And,
okay. Followed them over.
But Alex heard it and twisted it. And was going around that he was telling people that Aidan went in and strangled the snake. Oh, you bit my sister, you know. And people believed that. Like for months, people were coming up saying to him, "I heard you strangled the snake." You know what I mean? We're like, what the fuck? And then he found out Alex was at
he's a wind. It's your man Mala was saying.
Yeah.
He fucking gets people on his Facebook and all, you know.
That I heard that's fucking gas.
Fucking bad, you know.
He's
very creative. You know, I tell you. You see him. He has brains to bone.
100%.
I don't know, he comes across like...
You were saying you thought he was taking the piss out of you?
Anytime I talk to him, I think like, are you serious with me, you know? And then like...
But he takes the piss out of everyone. Like I remember he used to, when we'd be out with him, he'd start doing this thing where he'd be going, so he's drifting off, like, and my hearing's not great. I had grommets in all the years when I was younger. And I assume he didn't know that, but I used to go, what, you know? And it was only after a couple of years that he said to me, he was like, I just started mumbling, like, and I thought I was fucking losing it every time. Like, who does that, you know what I mean? He's a funny cunt, but then...
we want to get his board on. Nevo.
Yeah.
This is a call out to you. Billy wants you on the show.
You can't say no to Billy.
Now, come on. Alex, answer my message. Yeah, answer every other message I send you. I sent him a message and asked him.
Did you?
But that's like, yeah, why not?
Yeah, well, there you go. It's out there now.
It's out there now. Boom. Billy loves you.
I remember he always making up mad stories. So like, boy, I knew Alex through Casey, so I'd known Casey better than I'd known Alex growing up.
Casey, we want you on the show too.
Casey, you have to come on, bro.
Fuck's sake, what's the story? You answer Billy.
You have to answer Billy.
You send out the blade and... No, go on.
I'll give you a funny story about Casey actually, and I'll go back to what you were saying. So years ago, we were only about 11, and we were starting to like smoke cigarettes, robbing cigarettes on our ass, whatever, you know, and going out. And Casey texts me, "What, they're getting a box of smokes? Oh, lovely." And like kids going, "Can't wait to go out and smoke these smokes," you know what I mean? And his ma seen the messages and fucking went mad, like grounded him for a few weeks, whatever. You know Sandra, don't you?
Yeah. Doesn't sound like Sandra.
No, right. And this was like, we were young, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And she goes, "I'm going to tell his dad." And Casey, now, my dad would never be afraid to hit me if he came out the pub. He never like battered me or anything. He just didn't, you know what I mean? But Casey goes, "Ma, he batters him, he punches the head off him for the littlest things, you know, he was trying to save me." And Casey told me, and I went onto Facebook and I had a message from Sandra saying, "You ever knock down to this door again, I'll fucking kill you and I'll have my son smoking," right? it was only, I'd say about last year, that I was out in the IH and I was chatting to Sandra. I thought, I was like, that was all made up. And she went red in the face. She was like, oh, I thought you were that bad, did you, for years? You know what I mean?
Probably seen you out of the wall down the street, there's that scumbag he killed.
Well, like, they get on, do you know what I mean? So I was saying, you didn't fucking have me back, did you? But, gosh, I was only thought of that earlier, actually. But, yeah, I'd known Alex 2 cases, so I'd always been hearing these stories of things that he was making up. No, he's a spoofing cunt. I'm not a spoofing cunt. A wind-up cunt, you know 100%, yeah.
Big time, man.
But yeah, that's fucking, so when going through art college and all that, and I had to do a thesis at the end, that was the only, like, writing thing I had to do in art college. And there was supports there, so Yaz was out there saying to me, are you dyslexic? We were reading something and like, it just wasn't there, do you know what I mean? She was like, are you dyslexic? I got real defensive. I was like, I'm not fucking dyslexic. I didn't know anything about dyslexia.
You feel like a tick.
I was like, I'm not stupid, I can read and all, because I thought you just can't read if you're dyslexic. Some of my mates in school were dyslexic, I used to be slagging them, you dyslexic cunt, you know what I mean? But I was like, if I was dyslexic, I'd know it. I didn't know I needed glasses at that time either. The fucking opticians in Ringsend, he goes, I've never given somebody a prescription for this prescription as old as you, because it's usually a problem earlier on.
Yeah, right.
I was like, I didn't know, that's all I've ever seen, you know what I mean? Yeah. But same with the reading, like I never knew that I couldn't read the same way as other people. Like I'd always shy away from reading out loud, you know, things like that. But I never knew. And then when I was going for the supports, there was like additional supports for the thesis, and I went by chance and said, like, listen, is that I can do? I think I'm dyslexic. But in 2 minutes, she was like, yeah, I'm dyslexic. You know what I mean? Yeah. Mad. But we were saying, like, let's look at that light bulb moment where you go, I'm not stupid, I just think a different way. You know what I mean?
And you just blatant see things different, you know what I mean? It's like,
but it's a good thing as much as it's a bad thing. Like, obviously, it can affect your reading and your writing, but like, you see the world differently, you know what I mean? Like, and it's more creative people. People who are dyslexic tend to be more creative. Like, they see a lot of people going through art college being dyslexic. So something that she was used to recognising, whereas like the schools never recognised the same for yourself, you know?
Yeah, because he didn't give a bollocks to be honest with you.
I didn't want it, you know what I mean?
That's it. Fuck that, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like most of the teachers in my school were all wankers, man.
What school were you in? Were you in Marion?
No, Ringsend.
You were in the tech?
I was in the tech. I was in the tech for 6 months.
6 months?
6 months. Right, I was in the blade and we're playing fucking football or something, right? Some prick kicked the ball at me. The teacher belted it at him, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then I kicked it over by mistake actually, and I hit him, and he kicked it at me. I gave him a box.
And
that was it. Out. Yeah, gone. Now bleeding now, you know what I mean? And
one of my uncles gave a teacher a kick in the bollocks and he was fucked straight out. And then when I went into, that was in Star in primary school, and when I went in, the teacher was still there.
Yeah,
and like,
maybe an overtime.
Yeah, it was like 50 years between me and my uncle, do you know what I mean? He's still holding a grudge on me, like, that's what you're dealing with, you know what I mean?
You know what I mean? And this is how we teaching you.
No,
like, I remember me and a teacher years later, and he said to me, oh, man, we thought you were bollocks. We thought you were locked up or dead or something by now, you know what I mean?
Look at you now.
Yeah, look at me now. I'm making more money than you motherfucker. Teacher, fuck you.
That's it.
But yeah, that's the way it is though, you know what I mean? Like, people give up on you, you know what I mean?
But it nearly makes you want to do it more.
Yeah, 100%.
When people haven't believed in you, you know what I mean?
Someone say to you, like, it was like your man saying last week he has a defiance thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's like that now, people say to you, you can't do that, watch me do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, people used to say to me, you can't do that for yourself, you have to just, what fucking do everything for myself? I go up every day and go to fucking work. You know what I mean? Like,
a lot of people do, you know what I mean?
You know what I mean? Yeah, but like, we touched on this a few weeks, you know what I mean? We don't care what people do.
And that's the
goal. If you worried about what people thought of you, you wouldn't leave your
wouldn't do that, you know.
You'd be like, oh, does he like me on the ceiling?
You're never going to be liked by everybody. You have to just fucking do you and be you.
Them, man, you know what I mean?
100%.
Well, yeah, when you get to a certain age, when you get to, I don't know, I got in my late 40s, I just got to that stage, you know what I mean?
Just don't give a fuck.
You just don't care.
Yeah, I've heard that.
You just don't give a fuck what you, man, you don't, nothing that you think or whatever, you're not paying my bills, you're not doing that for me, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're negative shit, man, stay over there with it, you know what I mean?
But it's funny you say that. When I started the business, I knew I had to promote, but I didn't want to be on camera because I'm so used to being behind the camera. Like, even being here now, I do a lot of talking.
I'm not very photogenic, you know what I mean?
You look great on the camera.
I do look at myself back and go, man, look at, I'm down in the gym all the time, I'm losing loads of weight, my belly looks huge on the blading camera, I'm looking at it going, what the fuck? Can you not hide that? Can you not edit that out?
I make it wider.
Yeah.
Put you right on the edge. And
That's it, you know what I mean? My head was here, now it's out here, you know what I mean? But yeah, so, yeah.
But that's, you don't want, like, and I remember thinking in my head, don't want to be on camera talking. People that are now growing up and all, they be thinking, he's a fucking idiot doing that.
Fuck what they think.
You know, the funny thing, all them people that I was afraid of what they think were the people that were coming up to me and seeing that video, it was great, and supporting you, you know what I mean? And
it's in your head. It is in your head.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You look at people, you know, when we grew up, you know what I mean, it probably is like, I know there is loads of people now in Ringsend that hate me, you know what I mean?
But that's gotta be anybody, anywhere.
That's just the way it is, like, I don't, like we say, no, you don't care, like, you get to a certain age, you just don't care, like, you know what I mean? But I don't hate anybody, like, you know what I mean? Like, anybody that I had any shit with years ago or whatever, that's all dead as far as I'm concerned.
Too right, that's like you can't be holding grudges with people.
It's too much energy to be hating on people and playing negative.
Life's too short, man.
Fuck it, you know what I mean?
Fuck
like,
that.
I remember I used to have this loads of shit with this bloke when I was growing up, you know? And he got married and moved away or whatever, and I hadn't seen him in years, you know what I mean? But when I seen him, he looked at me like he did when we were kids, you know what I mean? Like he wanted to kill me, you know what I mean? And I was thinking to myself when I was getting out of the car, you know, and I was thinking to myself, right, listen, you can play and keep this shit going. Now, you haven't seen him in about 20 years, you know what I mean? And like what happened years ago, it's gone, it's irrelevant, you know what I mean? You were growing up, everybody's full of bravado and all this shit, right? So as soon as I seen him, I knew if I get out and I just say to him, what are you fucking looking at? This is going to go on for another 20 years, right?
Yeah.
But I got out of the car,
yourself right back.
and he didn't know what to say when I said it. I says to him, oh, what's the story? Haven't seen you in years, how's things, how are you keeping and all? And he was like, yeah, good, yeah.
Come off guard, probably, yeah.
And he played and he was like, oh, cool, and I'll see you again, you know? And then when I see him, it's all right, how are you and all, you know what I mean? But if we had to go out of the car and thought, you fucking looking at you prick, you.
Different story.
Yeah, different story. Go 100%. Back then, it's all this, hey, he starts thinking, I remember you 20 years ago, you were a little cunt, you know what I mean?
But that's keeping you back as well,
yeah,
you know what I mean? You don't want to be...
I don't hate on anybody, I don't care, like, you know what I mean? Because, like I say, I'm all about energy and fucking positive thinking and all.
100%.
And there's no, you know, we're talking about like in the car, you know when you're in the car and you're shouting at people. Someone drives by and you're like, you fucking prick. Yeah. When you're driving in a car, your energy is flying along with you, you know?
Yeah.
He goes by, he's gone home to his wife, his kids, whatever. He's not thinking about you.
No.
You're free.
You're holding it and you're up here, you're up,
Everybody you meet, it's like, you want to see what this prick's out there doing? He said, cut me off this. You're putting it onto them, you're sending on. The best 100%. Thing to do is just snap it. I used to work with this bloke, you know, when you have any kind of negative thoughts, he did a thing like he pulled it out of his head, down from his head down to his belly, crushed it up and threw it away. He said, that's the end of it. That's what you do. Every time you get a negative thought, pull it down like that, you know what I mean?
I like that,
and just throw it away. And you know what? Working with this bloke, it was like it was a CE scheme. I didn't have to do it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I started doing the plants. I'm working with this bloke, man, I swear to God. He switched me on to so much shit that I was so negative about, you know, growing up, like, and, you know, hating on people, and he's a this and he's a that. And you see people nowadays and they do be saying to me, how are you so positive all the time? What have you got to be positive about? I'm like, what? Everything.
I'm breathing. Like, look at the sky. Do you ever see a sunset? Do you know what I mean? Like, that's fucking, you know, that's enough.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
See, like, you ever see a sunset? Like, most blokes would be like, you wouldn't say that. You know what I mean? Because they'd be terrified. You're going to think, oh, he's good, or something, you know what I mean? Like, that's what I was saying when we were in school when we were younger.
Of course, but...
If you said, oh, I like this music, you're gay. You know, like, not that fucking gay was a bad thing.
No,
it was, back then, it was like, you know,
it was illegal. It was used as a slur, and that's what we did.
You know what I mean? So everybody, it was like, you're a prick, you know what I mean? You're gay, you know what I mean? It was like, if you say someone's gay, it's going to hurt them more because they're in school and they're like, no, I'm a tough young fella, you know what I mean? So, like,
and like, do you think, now not to try and interview you here, but like the likes of Alex sending you a voice now saying, when we go for a little pamper day, like that kind of shit, right? Like, to be able to joke about that, you wouldn't have joked about that years ago, you know what I mean? And like, but obviously it's winding you up, but like I was cracked up at that.
But like, the answers I gave him, like, if I sent that to me mate, like when I was a kid, listen, do you want to go out to the spa weekend? When I see you, you're going to be playing battered. You'll be in hospital at the end of the night, you know what I mean?
But it's a good, like, not that I think you should be going for a spa weekend to get them, that's what I'm saying, but I think it's a good thing to be able to talk about what you're thinking without, you know what
That's
I mean?
what your man Mallow was saying last week, or the other week, you know, he was saying, like, he calls his mates up and say, oh, how's things, I love you, bro, and,
No, I would find that difficult, but, like, I try to, you know what I mean? I'd like to rather, like, to be more genuine, because, like, obviously you feel like you get on with your mates and whatever, and you feel emotions. There's no point pretending that you don't. You know what I mean?
Of course you do. Fuck's sake. It's just that you try to bleed and hide them. Like when I go out with my mates now, I'd say like one of my mates is going through a bit of a thing there a few weeks ago. You know, it's all right now, or whatever. You know, but you just say to him, you know, I mean, you all right? Yeah, I'm all right. No, you're all right. Are you really all right? If you want to talk about it, want me go out with a drink. Go with a drink, have a drink, and then he start telling you then shit, you know what I mean?
But you need that, like,
of course you do, you know what I mean? Like,
years ago
that's what happens. You're afraid to talk to somebody.
That was the only thing people had years ago. That was the only way out for people, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, I think the way we have things now is an awful lot better than the way we had years ago.
Yeah, but it's still like there's still a lot of it, you know. There's still a lot. Like we want to kind of do probably a podcast about suicide.
Yeah.
Because it's
so prevalent.
You know what I mean? Like it's like, and especially in our own area. Like there's a lot of people, you know what I mean? Like, and it's
awful. Like, no,
it is, because, and it's one of the reasons, because people don't talk. Because when you tell you tell somebody, you're afraid that they're going to look down on you.
Yeah,
and they're going to say to you,
you know
what I mean? See him, he's had to be up at me, got crying, a fucking little bitch and all this. That's what you think. But if you talk to your real friends, you can tell them this. You can cry if you have to cry. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
100%.
You know, blokes don't cry, you know, but man, sometimes you have to let it out, you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
Like if you build it all up inside you, you keep it all there, you're gonna explode.
100%.
You know, like
that's carrying bad energy then.
Yeah, 100%, man. You know what I mean?
And then that spills out in weird ways. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's when you see the people. Like any of my mates that are going through a rough time, I always knew, because if you're out and they're out, they're a mess. Do you know what I mean? And you're like, you're trying to fucking bury something there. You know what I mean? And like that's messy, and they're getting in fights and all that shit. And you're like, you're clearly not happy. You know
you're angry.
Like
you're angry with something. You
exactly,
know what I mean?
And you're trying to fucking and
trying to blame suppress it with some kind of fucking substance, and
100%.
then getting into fucking fights with people, and just probably just I don't know.
Yeah, and like it's something that I learned a bit about, because I got diagnosed after getting diagnosed with dyslexia. I got diagnosed with ADHD and autism, right? And that was a shock to me. Now we kind of had figured out before, but it was something that I learned about was primary, secondary and tertiary emotions. Have you ever heard of this?
Yeah.
So I never heard of this before, so just for anyone that doesn't know, you do something and you have a reaction to it, right?
Yeah.
And you either respond to that reaction or you bury it. So say for example, I say something that I don't want to say and I stumble on bollocks on a podcast.
Yeah.
Rather than going, look, here's what it is, you're human, move forward, I go, that's fucking stupid, and then I get annoyed at myself for doing it, and that's the secondary emotion. And then by the tertiary emotion later, I'm embarrassed because I was annoyed and I snapped at someone, you know. And then I'm so far removed from the thing that started the issue, that like I can't resolve it, and I'm just left in this, and I start trying to control other things because I can't control my emotions. So understanding, I think it's something that a lot of people experience and don't have a word for it. And I didn't have a word for it. I didn't know, like, I just knew I was feeling stressed and snowballing into this kind of cycle of not being able to control myself. And then when I found out like I have ADHD and autism, and like I knew it was probably one or the other, I didn't think it was both, and like one can kind of hide the other and all. Like it's weird, like it's mad how they play on each other. And I'm still learning. Like that was less than 2 years ago, a year and a bit ago, that I got that diagnosis. And
how did you get diagnosed? What made you?
So I was actually, funnily enough, I was listening to a podcast and a fella was talking about having autism. I got diagnosed with autism, and he was talking about symptoms, and it was all things that were like really specific that stood out to me. Little things like not being able to read the clock without having to focus really hard, and things that like everybody probably experiences one by one, but there was so many of them that I started looking it up a little bit, and you know what I mean. And it was just mad. Like every time I read something else, it was the same way you were talking. It was like, that describes me exactly. That's something that I've never been able to explain, but I've always experienced. It was so fucking weird to have that moment, you know what I mean? And like I'm still every day I'm learning, and like I'm learning how to like I eat a high protein diet now. I go to the gym 6 days a week. I do all these things that like keep me stable, you know what I mean? I don't gargle too much. I used to love a gargle, don't get me wrong, I still go out and like, I can put them away, but I try not to, you know what I mean? And if I do, it fucks me up for the day or two. Like it's mad. I used to go out years ago and like be out a day or 2 days and like wake up the next day fresh.
Yeah.
Now I have a little gargle and it writes me off because I'm doing so well that when I feel low, I feel really low. Do you know what I mean?
Where'd you get the air age?
Yeah, I heard it just keeps getting worse.
Oh man, you go out on a Black Friday and you're fucked till next Friday.
And then do it all again.
Yeah, no, I don't really.
You're not a big gargler either. No.
So after the show now, I go home and have 2 glasses of wine.
Yeah, nice.
Two glasses of wine, yeah.
I started the wine recently.
You know what? People like anytime you're out or that, you know, when they ask for a glass of wine, they think you're fucking fruit. You know what I mean?
Is that what you drink when you go out?
Yeah, rosé wine or prosecco.
That's gay.
I know, yeah. But anyway,
you wouldn't have said that years ago, would you?
No. But anywhere we go, you know, when they bring it out, like we were in Spain and me and this bloke.
Where in Spain
we were in Malaga.
Oh, lovely, yeah. We were living in Spain for 6 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're back since June, but yeah, sorry, go on.
No problem. But we were sitting there and we got a glass of cava and played, your man got a fucking vodka and played orange juice.
Yeah.
But he came out with the thing, you know. And he seen him and he went like that, the vodka, and he gave it to him. And then your woman has the joke on the train, she's looking around. And I says, yeah, that's for me. I know I look like a scumbag and all, but I do have nice taste, you know what I mean? Yeah.
So now it's always because if I go out with Yaz will have a beer or a tequila or something, and I might get a wine. I don't really drink wine out that much.
Do you drink red wine or white?
Some reds, I like more white, but some reds I'll drink.
I've never tasted red wine.
Red wine?
Never tasted it.
Really, yeah.
And someone told me it's better than white.
Oh, it's how people drink it warm. That's what shows me.
Rosé is it?
Rosé is kind of reddish,
it's kind of mixed, you know what I mean?
White
but I drink white as well, you know.
Red wine fucking skins or something, isn't it? It's white wine through red wine skins. So I don't know. It's
I'm not that well up on my own wine.
No, because me mate.
I just know it tastes nice.
Me mate is actually his family are from Ringsend. He lives in Manchester and he writes about when he goes off to all the harvests all over Europe. Brago, shout out Brago.
Fucking alcoholic he is, yeah.
But making a living off it.
From Ringsend, definitely.
Making a living off it though.
That's the fuck here. Keep going, man. Fucking happy days.
But he writes, he blogs about it.
If you see this podcast, if you can tell me what's a nice red wine to have with a steak.
You will, 100%, I guarantee you will. Brago, drop it.
Drop it like it's hot.
But yeah, I only got onto wine recently. I texted him, I was like, put me onto a nice wine.
Yeah.
And he drinks that natural. Do you ever drink the natural wine?
No.
It's unfiltered.
Right.
It's mad. It's like, it's much more funky. It's lethal. Like, I was a bit weird.
What does red wine, what does it taste like?
It depends what one you get. They're all different. Like, I don't like a lot of red wines. They're kind of
Do you drink white?
Drink white, yeah.
Does it taste like white wine?
No, it's different.
Totally different?
It depends, because you can get some red wines that you put in the fridge that are cold and then it's closer.
I never understand that. You just take it out of the shelf and drink it, you know?
See, I have a blocker up to red wine because my ma drinks red wine, and like if I was in the gaff and we were back after having a session or something, I had a few in the gaff, it'd be the only drink in the gaff, and it always reminds me of like 5 o'clock in the morning feeling scabby, you know what I mean? So I had this association to it, and I had to kind of build up.
It reminded me of church.
The body of what's it? Blood of Christ.
The blood of Christ, the body of Christ.
Yeah, mad, but like it's mad. Some of the things, like I would have always been very locked down, very reserved, very kind of afraid to try and not try and better myself, but try and not fit out of the box that I think I should be like.
Yeah.
And then like obviously what happened there nearly 2 years ago now, fucking hell. So we were like I have a studio. So after I finished college, I got a studio and I do photo shoots, photo, video. I own Dock1 Studio. It's a company. I should have probably said that at the start. Yeah. So
he's going to be sponsoring us.
Down the line if things go well, yeah. But Dock1 Studio, we do photo, video, websites, bit of graphic design, all kind of online representation, and we work with brands, and like we have photo shoots in the studio. We do things on location, and we had a shoot in the studio. We had 2 barbers and 3 models for each barber in the studio, and we were downstairs, and there was 2 barber chairs set up in the studio, all the light and everything was like this, right? And they were walking away, and I got a call from the hospital because I had to get a scan done, right? So, sorry, bit of context. I was walking Yasmin's dad's dog, and he was an Amstaff, big barrel of a dog, right? He was only a puppy. He was like 10 months maybe at the time, so he had a full dog body, but he had the stupid brain of a puppy, you know what I mean? And he was pulling like fuck, and he kept trying to go into gardens and all, so I was pulling him back, and I strained me muscles there, I think that intercostal muscles, the ones that are actually on your ribs, right? No, not lats. I don't think they're ones that people usually train. I could be wrong, but they're the ones that actually connect in between the ribs. They're like little muscles, but I couldn't breathe. I got back to the gaff, I couldn't breathe. I was all tense. So me business mentor, Helen Walsh. I don't know, do you know Helen Walsh? No. Absolute legend, right? She's helped me with my business so much. But
where's she from? Ringsend?
She's from Ringsend originally, yeah. Brilliant. She has her own podcast. She does it out at the community centre.
Someone was, you mentioned it here one night, didn't he? Dara or something was saying or something about.
Could have been. I'm not sure, but she's brilliant, anyways. And she used to do sports and fitness coaching years ago, so she'd know all about. She just said, "I have a bad feeling, go and get a scan." And then we thought I had a broken rib. And like I'm sure you probably know if you break a rib,
no,
you can't do anything with it,
man. You can't even cough, can't even breathe.
But that's how I felt, right? And I went in, and he says to me, I said, "They're gonna give me paracetamol, send me on my way, and I'm gonna have to pay because I didn't have a medical card, right?" Yeah. And the scan, they were like, "Yeah, you seem alright. There's nothing broken." Not knowing that you can't even see a broken rib in the X-ray. So I didn't know, and I left. And then, so anyways, we were doing this shoot, and I get called from the hospital, and they say, "Yeah, we have your results there. There's nothing to worry about with ribs, but there's something on the other side that we don't like the look of. Do you mind if we send you for the CT?" And then we had the studio full of people. Yeah. And I was like, yeah, whatever. Hung up, put the phone down, and go back to the shoot. Didn't really think of it. It was like everybody had left us packing all the equipment up, and I was like, something on the other side they don't like the look of. I started like
thinking about it then.
So I rang the back. I was like, "Hey, what do you mean?" I think it was they were just about to close. It was just before 5, and I caught them. I was like, "What did you mean by that?" And they said, they were like, "Look, we just seen like a mass on the other side. We don't really know what it is. It doesn't look great. Do you mind if we send you?" I was like, "Is there anything I can do?" And I was smoking the vape at the time still, so I was still on the nicotine vape. I was after giving up the smokes, but it's still in the nicotine vape. So they were like, if you vape or smoke, give that up, and we're gonna have to do a biopsy and all this stuff. So instantly went into panic mode, as you would, what I mean? Thinking like, what the fuck? So like, it was a couple of weeks of waiting, and then they said, "We're going to bring you in and do a bronchoscopy." You know the one where they go down your throat with the camera, right? And they said, "We're going to knock you out." And now I know from being in the dentist and getting operations, I have a really high tolerance to the medication. It just doesn't, it's something to do with being ginger, I think, apparently, like a genetic thing that, like, anybody I know that's ginger has to get absolutely whacked out on the needles when they're going for the dental stuff. So it was like that, and I was going and said, "Listen now, I don't do well with sedatives." They were like, "Don't worry, we're going to give you something that you don't remember. We're going to knock you out with the sedatives and go down." I was like, "Sound." Went in, and I was meant to be out in and out that day, and I woke up in the hospital bed that night covered in blood. I was like, "What the fuck?" And the nurse came in, and she just looked at me, she was like, "What do you remember?" And I was like, "What do you mean, what do I remember? And what happened? I don't remember anything." She was like, "We'll be back in a minute." I was like, "What the fuck?" Right, so she went off. And then I was like ringing me, man. I was like, "Oh, what's that happening? Like, I'm meant to be walking out here in 20 minutes. It's meant to be a small thing, like, and they're saying I'm gonna have to stay in overnight." And I was like, "I don't feel it. You know what I mean?" Going through everything. And they came in. A woman said, "Oh, no, I don't remember," because they gave me something to not remember. But apparently, it took 5 of them to pin me down because I was trying to pull the tube out of me neck.
Fuck's sake,
while they were doing it, I was grabbing onto the doctors and everything. I was trying to kill people. Apparently. Now, I have no memory of this at all, but I started noticing all bruising and all coming up, so I knew they were
holding you.
They obviously had me pinned down, because that's like, they're taking a biopsy, so they have a little like knife in there inside you, and I'm trying to pull it out, you know what I mean? So, horrible. I was cut the bits all up and all, and they didn't even get the biopsy in the end. It was inconclusive. I was like, could have told you that happened. So they said, "Well, another thing we can do, we can go straight through with a big needle.
Take a bit out here.
Or we can just take it out." They said, "Look, there's no situation where something that size gets to stay. So whatever it is, we take it out and then we'll test it, because time is of the essence, whatever, So I was like, "Great." So they didn't know what it was. They were hoping it was something that was like a slow growing yolk, but they didn't know, you know what I mean? And they were saying, like, "Do you smoke?" I was like, yeah, smoke and all. They were like, "Give it up now." And like, I was going away. I had a few holidays not booked, and like me, stupidly now thinking back, I was like, "Oh, what about my holiday?" You know, going to Spain, smokes are mad cheap in Spain. And then they told me I had to be off the vape a month before I went in for the operation, because we're going to remove 30% of my lung, right? And I was like, fucking hell, now they said that your capacity can come back, the lung won't grow back, but the capacity will grow back.
Right.
And when I heard 30%, I was like, walk away. Because I thought I was going to have to at least lose one whole lung. Do you know what I mean? I thought, like, I genuinely, be honest with you, I thought I was going to die. And like that, like, it seems probably dramatic now because I seem alright, you know what I'm saying? Like, I thought I was going to croak it, like, and there was a couple of months build up. I think that was from maybe April or May right through to like October, the end of October. No, start of October, sorry. And just sitting there and like, I went in, got the operation. A big huge scar. I'll show you my scar, but I'm not getting my top off. Yeah, but I'll send you a photo. You can edit it in. It's about that length going across my back. Proper, like they cut me right open on the back. And thankfully it's on the back now, it's not on the front, so it's a bit handy. But I still didn't know what it was, so I was waiting. And they actually, in recovery, it was mad. I had, do you ever get that done? You have like the bucket with the tube. Do you ever see that? So it's horrible, right? I had a bucket with a tube going into me side and into me lung, and that was taking all the fluid out, and that had to stay lower than me lung.
Right.
Then I had a bag with medicine that was going into me back, and that had to stay higher. So if I wanted to go for a piss, I do want, and I literally had to. I was like, damn you know, going around
like this.
And I had to call the nurse, but I didn't. Like, I wanted to be able to go for a piss without calling the nurse. You know what I mean? So I was trying to do it, and I was messing like, but I had that for a few days. Had to learn how to breathe again. I had like a machine, and I had to learn how to build up my lung capacity. Like, I thought to myself, like, I'm gonna go and get this done. I'm gonna be in bits. I'm gonna get them to whack me over on the meds for a few days, and they put you like, no, you need to use your lungs. You need to be active. You'll get pleurisy or something, pneumonia or something. I think if you let your lungs sit, like, you have to be moving. And so they had me up walking, doing laps of the hospital and all every day. Like, it was weird, you know, because I'm like, went in and I hadn't. Just to mention, I had no symptoms. It was only that they got that scan. Yeah. And where it was actually on me windpipe. So if I had left it, it would have gotten bigger and started making it so I can't breathe. You know what I mean? Yeah. But like, I had literally no symptoms at all, and it was mad. Like, I could see it on the X-rays and all them when they were showing me. It was big, like. You know, and then so I was recovering, and like, I had to go back home then after a few days, and I couldn't sit in the bed. I had to have like pillows packed up behind me, you know what I mean? And like, now I swear, if it wasn't for my mum, my dad and Yasmin, I would have been lost. Literally lost, because I don't know how I would have coped. Like, I couldn't go jacks by myself, I couldn't go for a shower by myself, I couldn't
do anything.
Sometimes I had to be like, will you grab my arms and pull me up so I can sit up, you know what I mean? And like, you can tell here, I'm swinging on the chair, I'm not, like, I'm constantly going, to bits, like, and I can't stay still, so that was the hardest part. I think within like a week and a half I was back out with Yaz walking the dog. Now, I wasn't holding the dog, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you little bollocks.
But actually
saved your life. Yeah, fucking hell.
Mental, like, but thank God I was seeing now, because he's a little bollocks, but I have a sweet spot for him, you know what I mean?
100%. But, if it wasn't for him, you wouldn't have fucking noticed that. You could have fucking 100%. Who knows what could have happened, you know what I mean?
But it was mad then. It was Halloween, so it was a month after, and I went in to get the stitches from the tube out. And just casually, while they were taking the stitches out, they go, oh yeah, by the way, it's that yoke we thought it was, you're not going to die. I was like, what? Just off the cuff, you know. I've been waiting since, I don't know, say April for that news, and it was the end of October. And I remember I was on these tablets as well that I couldn't drink on them. I wasn't meant to drink on them. And I was sitting in the gaff doing nothing. Like, I wouldn't be a big drinker, but I was going mad for a gargle, you know what I mean? I was just like, I'd love a pint.
It's always when you can't have it, isn't it?
It's like dangling it in front of you. And that night we came back, and that day, and it was Halloween. I said, "Fuck, go to the pub." Now I was still in bits, like I still had to be careful. But I said, "We go to Mary Cobra and we get a pint of Guinness." So I was dying for a pint of Guinness, and I had two.
You went to UIH, it's a better point,
It is a better point to do that. Well, up the game.
There you
go. But the point was lovely. I slaughtered it. Another one, slaughtered that, and then just instantly, because I hadn't had a gargle in ages, my stomach turned, you know, that way. I was like. And I ran home and I was sick the whole night, and I never really, like, ever since then I haven't been mad for the gargle, because kind of nearly turned me off it, you know what I mean? Like, I was like, that wasn't what I thought it was going to be.
That's why I was going to tell a story, right? When you hear this, right? Years ago, I was only telling the fella there earlier on about, right? But years ago we were in the park, right? Got bleeding there, me and Adge, we were with these two boys, right? We slaughtered a bottle of Pernod, right?
Bottle of Pernod,
right? Remember I was drinking it? That's it. We walking out of the park, got as far as the drain. That's it, bang, blanked, right? Next morning I woke up, right? In the bed, blood everywhere. I was like, what the fuck? my hair was all stuck together. I was like, still have a big bleeding scar there, right?
Okay.
And I was like, what the fuck happened to me, right? So bleeding legs are down to Adja's gap on the door. I said, listen, bro, what happened last night? He goes, I don't know. He said,
that's the last thing you wanted.
He said, I don't know. He said, you legged it with your woman. He said, I went with your one like this way. And I was like, so I was like, right, we'll see her. Bumps into a few boys from Irishtown. He says, Billy, what's the story? How's your head and all? I was like, what?
What happened?
I says, what happened? Right? Turns out, whoever I was with, we were arguing or something. She pushed me, right? I fell back, smacked my head off a rock on the beach, knocked out. She left me there.
She thought you were at the dying, probably.
Probably did, right?
Fucking hell.
But fucking the boys were coming down off the hill, and someone said, oh, look at this, a body on the beach or whatever, and they went over, and it was me. And they got me up. Imagine the tide had came in, I'd be fucking dead, you know what I mean?
Yeah, fucking hell. Don't realise how close you come.
They brought me home. And the next day, like, I didn't know what, you know, only before we met them. And then I met the board later on, what happened? She said, yeah, fucking this and that. And pushed you away from me. You were trying to get into me or whatever, you know? Pushed you away from me, man. You banged your head. Like, I could have fucking died.
Fucking hell.
Actually, went into town that day. Me and Adge fucking freaked. Went in, got a tattoo. Fiver. I got that one.
Just look.
The Mickey Mouse one.
And now you can always remember it.
Yeah, I tell you, here, it's gotten. I'm getting tattoo. I'm getting your man's actually doing it.
Jay Boone tattoo here on the podcast.
Who?
Jay Boone.
Bollocks. You know what? We said that, didn't we? I met him in the IH a few weeks ago. And he was like, I'm out to getting a tattoo gun. And he showed me something he had, and I was like, no way, you're getting near me. And he's
Give me
like,
a bit of time.
oh, come on this podcast and I'll do a tattoo for you and all. I was like, yeah.
Come on, tattoo himself.
Yeah, actually, you can do that, yeah. He's made into the TikTok videos now. He's
seen that, yeah. This is an influencer or something.
Is she, yeah?
I assume so.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
But I'm actually getting the tattoo finished next week.
Are you? Yeah, what are you
getting? I have the yoke there on my arm.
Oh, deadly.
I'm getting it right to here with
full sleeve.
Full sleeve, the towers.
The pillbag towers?
Pillbag towers, yeah.
With the fresh paint on them?
Yeah.
Are you getting them colour or black?
Getting the colours, yeah.
Nice.
And then I portrait me dog and
the
Billy Big Balls podcast down on the other side.
What was your dog's name again?
Archie,
yeah.
Man.
I always associate seeing you going around with the dog.
Yeah, I know people do say, you know when you see you now, no dog.
Yeah,
man.
It's hard, isn't it?
That's you know. You had one yourself, did you?
Oh yeah, we lost a few dogs. So I lost my dog. Do you remember my dog? I used to have a husky, snowy husky. And he was bleeding lovely. I used to always have him out in the park. And
you not have another like a whippy?
No, I still have him. Yeah.
Oh, you still have him? Yeah. What's his name? Ziggy.
Yeah, big loacher. Yeah, we got him. The day the pubs closed to COVID, we got him.
Yeah.
Mad, right? Because we were coming back, so we had he was a rescue. He was mad, but we had all the time to spend with him.
Yeah.
But we're all dog mad. We've always between me and Yaz, we've 5 dogs between my gaff, her gaff, our dads, and then you know what I mean.
Yeah. Dogs are the best, man.
Be lost without them, wouldn't you?
You know what? You were saying
would
that.
Would you get another dog?
I don't know. Maybe in a few years.
I was going to say, I never know.
Yeah, no, because he's like, I still I miss him still, you know what I mean? Like, you know.
Yeah.
But
100%.
He'd be sitting there and he'd be just looking at me, you know what I mean? I'd be stoned, like, you know what I mean? I'd be looking at him going, you want to talk? Because he looked like he's about to talk, and then he used to make
mad human face.
I tell you, man.
Especially the post, because they look a flat face.
Listen, this played. But you know what? When I only got him, you know, I didn't know pubs gag, you know.
Yeah.
Like that choking, you know what I mean? I'd be opening his mouth, put my hand down his throat and all. Like, and I went to the pub fucking. They have a pub club up in Bladen. Pub club up in Harewood Park. I went up and there's loads of people there, right? And fucking, this Aaron was telling me, oh yeah, this happens, that Bladen. But this Aaron was going by and she goes, oh, look at all them lovely pugs. How do you tell them apart? And I said, see him, he's the best looking pug here. And some man was like, oh, you can't say that, your dogs will be upset. All right, sorry.
You'd be surprised what he know though, right? My fella, I swear to God, like he'd be up in the room and I started, like Gaz would say to me, do you want to send him down? Or I say, do you want to send him down?
Yeah.
Before we even say, come on, he's up and he's at the door.
Yeah,
he's noticed, he picks up on the smallest things.
They hear things like, you know, 5 minutes before we do.
But it's the patterns as well. They notice that if every time you send them down, you say this first. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's mad. Like, I actually only taught my dog recently to speak, like to bark, you know, but I go, speak.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
Mad, like, but like that, I was looking at him going,
my dog used to sit down, you know, and he's floopy sitting now. But he used to sit down with his legs crossed like that. You know, it's like mad looking. look at you, dirty little bastard, you put that away.
You'd be getting jealous.
Yeah, I put a fucking picture up on Facebook one day and someone said to me, tell him to put that away.
You're getting all the dog feeders following you.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be putting up a cats though. I heard you hate the cats. You kill the cats, don't you?
Yeah, we burned them, yeah. Put them on a bonfire.
That's a matter of people thinking that's real.
You know what? People are fucking stupid, man. You really are, you know what I mean?
That's mental.
Yeah, there's no words for it, you know what I mean?
That's mad. I know we've talked about it a few times, probably don't want to go on.
No, look at here.
I couldn't believe that people thought that was real.
Yeah. But someone said to me, oh yeah, seen on RTE. I said, you didn't have balls.
That was the fake news.
That was the fake thing, you know what I mean? We exposed this gang, you know, and people are like, how could you think it was real, you know?
It goes to show how easy it is for people to fall for things, like, you know what I mean?
We were slagging the actors in it and all last week, remember?
Giving them all abuse.
Yeah, anybody that wasn't me and it was shit.
Billy Big Balls always steals the show.
Yeah, in there, you know
what I actually found mad as well was the fact that some people didn't, especially the girls, didn't understand the Billy Big Balls.
Yeah.
Is that a Ringsend thing? That phrase? So we would have thought that's like something people say everywhere. Yeah, acting Billy like, Big Balls, you know what I mean? But people don't seem to get it as a phrase, like, you know.
So, you know, I think them poets wanted us to get their flute out with it.
Yeah, they just wanted to see the ball.
That's what he said. We thought we were coming here to say balls, you know what I mean? I think that's the only reason they came on.
Look, I'm going to be disappointed either way, so
I don't want to upset everybody. One at a time. It's I seen another, someone sent me a clip, you know, look at this fella, Billy Big Balls, at the White House or something, you know what I mean? And it was like, fucking hell, everyone's stealing my name now, you know?
Yeah, but it doesn't suit you because it's raw, the podcast is raw.
Yeah, no, that's what we want to be, you know, we don't want to be like, we know loads of other people have podcasts and they do it whatever way they do it, like that's their thing,
But this is unique,
you know?
like, and
yeah, like this is like, it's not, I think it is anyway, you know what I mean? I never seen a podcast like this.
No, and it's things I've heard talked about on this podcast. I was only saying it when you were in the Jacks earlier. It's things that you'd never hear talked about on other podcasts, and it's real.
Yeah,
it's people's lives, it's real people's lives.
You know, the whole thing about, like, what, you know, I'm not a saint or anything like that, you know, I don't claim to be.
No.
People think, oh, look at Billy the Saint, you know what I mean? Don't take drugs, don't take. We're just trying to tell people that there's a better life out there than drugs. We fucked our lives up on drugs. Absolutely fucked it. I got a late start in life, you know what I mean? Like all of us. We didn't start living till I was in my 30s. Yeah, because the rest of my years were all bleeding, were all just gone. You know what I mean? And that's why people think, you know, I met a bloke, I used to work with him, and he says to me one time, he goes, how are you not a millionaire?
Yeah.
And I was like, what? And he goes, how are you not a millionaire, man? The things you come up with, the fucking, for making money, you know what I mean? Yeah. And I was saying to him, if I hadn't been on drugs, I'd be a millionaire. I'd be living in fucking, don't know, somewhere.
There's still time.
Yeah, no, there is time. Yeah, no, 100% there is.
I know what you mean.
But I mean, like, you know, so we know when people say, how come you haven't got a family or you haven't got this? Because I missed out on it.
Of course,
we were on drugs. We didn't give a fuck about having kids or having that. The last thing.
Scared about being on the session.
Yeah, you know, it's only since I got into my 40s that I kind of wanted kids. But I never. Not that I never met anybody that I wanted to have kids with, it just didn't work out, you know what I mean?
I've no interest in having kids now at all.
Yeah, no,
like, I know what you mean, it's the, even thinking along them lines is,
yeah. Like it's, you know, and then, you know, like I say, like people think, you know, wouldn't you have this, wouldn't you do this? Because we had, not that we had a late start, we were, you know what I mean, we knew what we were doing, we knew what we were getting into, you know what I mean? And now people say, I got into it, I didn't realise what was there. We knew what
But there was a lot of people that didn't know, wasn't there? That, like, around that time, there wasn't, people don't know what they know now about.
Yeah, well, they don't know now what they know about drugs, you know what I mean? It was a lot of ignorance, you know, like, you see people and you say, we're never going to end up like him. Yeah. And then 2 months later, you're like him.
But I'm sure they probably fucking said the exact same thing.
No, but they said the exact same thing, because nobody thinks they're going to get trapped.
You don't realise how close you are. Everybody's only a couple of bad decisions away from being out in the street or being addicted to it.
100%. 100%. Like, that's why, like, you know, when you're an addict, like, you're an addict for your life, you know what I mean? It's like, it's whatever way you bleed and deal with it. Like, nowadays, like, heroin, fucking methadone, like, I wouldn't even, like, you know, if someone was doing it, wouldn't bother me now, you know what I mean?
Of course,
it's got to that stage now in my life where, like, you do what you want to do. I have control of my head now. Like, when I was coming off drugs, I spent most of my time in my head.
Of course, yeah.
And I figured my own head out. And I know now, like, you know what I mean?
Well, you're never going to get past that unless you sort the head out.
Well, exactly, you know what I mean? Because, like, when you come off drugs, you see you're at to being suppressing every emotion that you have, you're at to being suppressing it by taking drugs. And then when you come off drugs, all your emotions and everything comes back. And you know what I mean? You don't know what to be doing.
Of course,
you don't know what, like, you're like getting your feelings back, your happy feeling, your sad feeling, you know? Because when you were on drugs, you didn't have any feelings.
Of course,
The only feelings you had was, I want this.
And I know it's not the same thing, but like when you give up the cigarettes, anybody that gives up the cigarettes, you get your taste buds back and you start eating stuff. And I know it's not the same thing, but it's the same kind of feeling.
No, it is the same.
It's like your experience, and I've been missing out on this.
You've been suppressing your bleeding, your fucking, your senses, your taste buds and stuff like that.
That is mad though, like it's...
But getting back to the point of being, I'm gonna be a millionaire.
Gonna be a millionaire, we believe.
100%, man. You know, like
if this episode doesn't do it,
it'll
be the next one.
It'll be the next one.
It'll be the next one. Yeah, but it's that mindset swap. Like
listen. If you go around with a negative mind all 100%. The time, and you're thinking like, I can't do this, or I can't do that, or I can't. You know what I mean?
Wasn't he saying when you believe you can, you can't? Yeah, right.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, and you're gonna be saying into your brain all the time. But if you go around like, I go around bleeding, happy as laddie, like I do.
You always have a happy head in you.
See this morning, right? Now I come here, right? This is where I work, you know? So I come here in the morning to load up the van, right? This morning I came, right? And there was a van in the lane. And the van is so big now that you can't, I used to pull in.
The new van, I seen the new
it's so
van.
big,
it's a nice joke.
Oh, it's a grand joke, So I come into the lane, block the road then when I'm going back out. So I had to go around the block, right? And when I was going around the block, I seen another van coming up, right? And I was thinking to myself, that prick's going to get my spot. Because your man's going to be going out by the time I get back around. And funny, when I got back around, he was in the lane. So I had to go back around the block again. And I was saying to myself when I was coming back around, listen man, you can go now and start being negative all about the day. Fucking wank, I took my spot, it could have been finished now and this, that and the other. Or else just drive around the block and just pick your stuff up. Just laugh at it, man, you know what I mean? I do stupid things at home, drop things and all. I just laugh to myself.
That's good. I forget things. That's my big thing. I'll put something down, I'll turn around to pick something else up and it's gone. I'm like, what the fuck? Do you know, that's part of the ADHD. But that stressed me out. The what?
You taking creatine?
Yeah.
That helps your brain function.
Well, now from 5 grams to 10 grams apparently is the
I take 10 grams a day.
I started doing the 10 as well,
I've seen a thing that's actually, someone was saying you take 30 grams now.
Stop.
But
I think it's not great for your stomach because when I started taking it, you know, you load it. You know when you start, so you can do 5 grams a day for a month or you can do 20 grams for a week. But spaced out. And I was going, I'm not fucking spacing it out. Like, my stomach was in bits. I realised I had this. So I put it into my oats in the morning. So I do my oats every morning before I go to the gym. I have a bit before and then a bit when I come back. It helps the stomach with the pre-workout, you know, because otherwise your stomach's bollocks. But the creatine in with the oats, it eases it. So I stopped hurting my stomach now. So it's...
I just put it in, I just scoop
it in the
throw into my mouth.
Into your mouth?
Yeah, and then drink a cup of coffee. Because I find right that when you put it into the bleeding, into a cup, no matter how much, there's always still stuff left in it.
That's the same, you have to do another and drain it. So that's why I put it in the oats.
So that's why I just put it in the thing and fuck in my mouth. There's no taste of it.
Yeah, it's just completely
actually,
neutral,
the one now a little tastes a bit like blueberries.
Do we have it little?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, 10 on a bleeding tub.
Stop.
It's 20 something euro in the bleeding thing.
Yeah.
It's a 10 on a little.
Right, job,
You have pre-workout, you have protein, you have everything.
Have you been, you know that shop in the Ilac, the supplement shop, did you ever see that shop?
Yeah.
You were going out, Moore Street.
Moore Street, yeah.
I went in there and I had no pre-workout and I went in, man, now I was taking the all black everything, I think that's like 200 milligrams per scoop. And I was looking, I usually got it in Holland Barra, I went to Holland Barra, they only had like that or weaker and it was mad money. I said, fuck that. So I went into that shop and the man says, what one do you want? Weak or strong? I said, strong. He was like, try this one. I was like, yeah, sound. I got home and I was looking at it. 400 milligrams of caffeine per scoop, right? I was just like, fucking hell. So I thought, this morning was the first morning I actually had a mad crash before I came in here. Because it was mad. Like, I crashed in the gym. I took it and I went on Fly Fit in Pier Street. So we went from Ringsend to Pier Street, drove, went in, so it was fucking 5 minutes, you know what I mean? And I was wired, like driving in, I was like, oh, fuck it, straight away.
Yeah, it's mad shit.
And then in the gym, halfway through the gym, I was crashing. Like, my energy was gone, you know what I mean? Mad. Yeah, so
I just before I go to, I don't take pre-workouts or anything like that.
Just coffee?
I just grab a coffee, before I go to the gym. And
I started doing the pre-workout because what is it, the beta-alanine or the citrulline or something else that's in it? Like it gives your body a little tingle. Do you ever do the pre-workout?
No,
it's mad. It's
a bloke I know, right, fucking a good few years ago, got a bleeding tub of it, you know, and it said take a half a scoop full, but he took a scoop and a half.
Yeah.
Swear to God, he came up with a gaff like this, right, and he said, if you have any volume and all, you know what I mean? I was like, what? And he goes, that fucking shit, man, it's bleeding.
Mental.
Fucking.
Apparently taurine is very good. They put taurine in energy drinks, so I thought it gives you energy, but it's actually to make the caffeine smoother.
Right.
So if you have too much caffeine, if you have taurine, take a bit of taurine, it's meant to smooth it out. I'm not a doctor, don't take that as medical advice.
Yeah. But you heard it here first.
Sue me. No, but it works for me. What else have I been taking? Tyrosine, you ever heard of that?
No.
I only heard about this recently, I started taking it, it's fucking deadly. It's good for people with ADHD and all, apparently. Again, not a doctor, don't trust me, look into it, but it's the way protein, my understanding is the way protein builds muscle, this builds dopamine, so it's a precursor to dopamine.
Okay, right.
So it basically helps you build dopamine and regulate it. So with ADHD, you have a deficit of dopamine basically.
Right.
So I've been taking them and like I can just focus on things and my brain is...
You know what you should try? CBD oil.
I do the CBD,
Yeah, I think that gives you very good concentration.
Now, Little Collins up in Piercy, have you been into that spot? They do a CBD RSO oil and it is lethal. I swear it was better than anything that was given from the hospital when I was recovering from the lung.
Yeah.
Like the medication would just kind of keep me above the pain threshold that I could manage. But the CBD, like it made it go away. It's something about it changes the pain in the receptor rather than the brain or something like that. Yeah. So I think most painkillers stop you feeling it in the brain, but CBD actually stops the receptors from emitting the pain in the first place, you know, so it's more targeted. It was fucking deadly.
Yeah, it's something like, you know, people take painkillers all the time, they don't think it, like, some people think though with the CBD, you know, when you take it straight away your pain's gone. It
has to build up in your
system, you know what I mean?
But the endocannabinoid system and it has to regulate and
it's not just a quick fix, you know what I mean?
But it's fucking magic.
It is fucking shit, I'm telling you. Like that's...
If you're having a whitey, that'll bring you straight back down as well, CBD. Yeah. You know, if somebody's gone white, CBD is the best.
You know what, when was the last time I got the whites, man? Jesus. Well, bleeding, I was... Mate of mine, Italian fella, right, fucking made these cookies, you know. And me and my cousin, we ate one. We were up the dog, we were going for a walk with the dogs, you know. We ate one and I had another one. And I says, hey, do you want to take another half one? Nah, fuck it, no, we ate it. And we walked up.
Famous last words.
Got as far as Ball's Bridge, man. Then against the wall like this, man. I rings your man, you know, and I says to him, much you put in them cookies just for your thing, you know?
Yeah, just cool.
He goes, I was 5 grams in each one. I was like, fuck.
Good night.
We were cabbaged up and playing Balls Bridge. The dog's there going mad to go for the walk. We couldn't even move. It's same colour as the table, you know? Need a can of Coke, I need something,
bit
you know?
Sugar, yeah. They say what as well, black pepper's meant to be really good. If you crack black pepper and smell it, it's meant to be good. I don't know.
Yeah?
Yeah, apparently. It's something to do with the...
I think that's a myth. I never heard of that. Black pepper,
but CBD is standard, you know what I mean? CBD will always be the best. But it's fucking, it's gas, that can happen easily.
The whites, man, Jesus.
I remember there was a fellow I know that he was in rehab for a good few years, taking loads of drugs, had a real bad ketamine addiction and all for years, you know, and he got edibles off the fella and he took, jellies, I think he took 3 or 4. He said take one of them and like don't overdo it, you know.
Yeah.
I fucking take drugs all the time, you know.
Took
a few of them, he said.
Bad mistake.
He was going out with all his mates on the dart and he was halfway out on the dart and they hit him all at once and he goes, I've never felt that like this. I didn't even say anything to them, I just got off the dart and left and just went home. He went straight home and just sat there like
like the bitch looking out the thing, you know.
I've been in KO for days and I never had that, you know what I mean? It's mad.
It hits different.
It's something else.
We talked about it and I told a story about it on the show that Bladen gave this big Jamaican bloke a bleeding cookie.
Yeah.
Man, he had the thing. He bleeding collapsed onto the ground. He was saying to me, I said to him, don't eat it and walk. And he was like, yeah, man, I smoked the best marijuana. I'm from Trenchtown and all this crack, you know.
Come to Ringsend.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Fucking eats the cookie. Bang, some board rings me, said, Billy, your man's in bits up here. He's on the floor, I think they're getting an ambulance for him and all, you know. And when I seen him, he was up at the cottages, you know, he was against the wall. What the fuck did you put in that, man? I said, I told you not to. Oh yeah, a quarter of it. And I was fucking out.
You're waxed.
Yeah. And I was thinking to myself, I says, this bloke's about 6 foot odd, you know what I mean? I was thinking,
well used to big tolerance.
Yeah, you know what I mean? He's from Jamaica and he's giving it all the business about smoking the best marijuana and all this, you know what I mean? Cabbaged he was. Fucking cabbaged. But them jellies and all.
Yeah.
They're fucking man. I remember fucking not long ago, someone gave me a blade and I bought a bag of them off someone. And I ate one of them. It was cabbaged.
Yeah, they bleed.
Cabbaged. And the next day I just got up. The next day when you got up, I could barely get out of bed. 6 o'clock in the morning, I get up at 6 every morning. I got up at 6. I was in bits of my eyes were all came. Someone was saying, what's the story with your eyes? They're in the back of your head.
You see, when you eat it, it's metabolised in the liver and the kidneys, I think. It's not the same as smoking where it goes straight in. So you actually have to filter it out, so you do get that kind of hangover and all. Like I know another fella, same jellies actually, different fella, he had a packet of them, he was at a party and he said to his little cousin, I think he was only 18, he was having a little blow here and there, he goes, eat a half one then. So we were at a family party, he was discreet, went into the jacks, whatever, came back out, handed him the bag. I think there was meant to be, say, 9 left in the bag, 9.5, there was like 2 left in the bag. And I was like, what do you do? He goes, I just ate a few of them. Like, game over. They had to carry, within about 40 minutes, they had to carry him up the stairs into the bed. Me mate was getting stick off the family. What you after giving him? I didn't give them to him. We gave him a tiny bit. He's after stealing them on me. He shouldn't have been greedy. You know what I mean? But
they didn't have the packet.
That's getting your hand caught in the cookie jar, isn't it?
Yeah, fuck's sake. Do you ever see that?
Jelly tots or something?
Yeah. You ever see that fucking that clip on YouTube? Your man comes in. He's out sitting there eating the bowl. He goes, Dad, what are you eating? Many of them you eat. He needed to eating the whole box. He says, don't get upset, but them marijuana. It was for me bleeding full of hash. It was for me birthday and all. And he goes out a few minutes later, the outlet's out in the garden in his chucks, looking around. Oh, what the fuck's going on?
Eating everything.
Eating everything and all,
All got wiped out of food.
Oh man, I'm telling you. Yeah, that's the thing about edibles. You're committed. Once you eat them, that's it.
But even that CBD and the recovery, like I found, I wasn't getting the munchies, but I had my appetite back. Whereas I had no appetite because I was taking the tablets, I was sitting in the gaff, I just felt rotten. So taking the CBD, it was like it made me feel okay enough to eat. Does that make sense? It wasn't that I didn't have an appetite and I was getting the munchies and starving, but it was just I felt like, I could stomach something now, you know what I mean?
I remember bleeding, we were in Amsterdam, right? This was years ago. We're on the, you know the way everyone gets on a boat over there, you know?
Doing the smoke boat, was it?
This was, just a boat, you know what I mean? But when we were getting on I was with this bloke and he fucking, anyway, bleeding. He was up the wall, paranoid, the bitch says saying to me, this fella's following us now. I was like, man, they're tourists. It's cool, relax now, fucking this. We went into a shop, I'm gonna buy a blade now. For what? You joking me?
They're into them.
Man, relax, you know what I mean? But we had cakes. We ate a cake and he was like, that bleeding shite, man. He had another one. We're on the boat. Oh, I want to get off the boat. You're not getting off now. Oh, I'm in bits. White as a ghost, you know what I mean? But thought everyone, when we first got there, right? This was mad. This is fucking gas, you know? But we were like, you know, the coffee shops, like, we never seen anything like that, you know what I mean?
When was this?
This was going back, this was fucking, Jesus, late 90s or something, you know what I mean?
Did they still have the gelders then? Did you have to get the money?
Guilders,
Because it was fuck all apparently when because the conversion.
It was like, you know, 50 guilders for a blade and a bit of fucking hash or whatever.
I heard about that, I never experienced it, but I
went into this place, right? I thought it was weird. Big huge blade and yoke and the thing. I says, I'll have some of that. The woman goes, how do you want it? You know, I said, on a joint. And she goes, no, that's a salad. We're in there like a deli, you know what I mean?
Everywhere's a weed shop.
Yeah, that's what we thought, you know what I mean? I thought everything was weird. There was
a coffee shop and cafe and you went into the cafe.
We went into a deli. But we went into this, we were staying out, I don't know who booked it, but we were in the middle of nowhere. You know what I mean? We had to fucking walk for miles to get into the centre of Amsterdam, you know? But once we tasted the hash, no, man.
Did you steal the mushrooms over there?
No, I never took mushrooms in Amsterdam, no. Well, you know what? I have to be in a certain place to do mushrooms or LSD or that, like that. You know what I mean?
Setting.
Yeah, I don't want to be over in the middle of fucking Amsterdam. I remember being over in Dam years ago. You know, we met this bloke on the way over, and he was like, "We are into the coke and all."
Yeah.
But he went off and came back with coke, and he was like, I think he was meeting his mates. We're sitting there on, jacking away, you know, man. He looks at his phone, he's like 50 missed calls. Where are you? Are you okay? Are everything okay? You know? The fucking thing was unbelievable. The best shit I ever took, you know?
Yeah.
But we don't condone cocaine. That was...
Don't do cocaine.
30 years ago.
When it was cool.
Yeah.
It's no longer
It's not cool anymore.
No.
The party's over.
The party is over. Go home. Get out of somebody else's kitchen.
There you have it. But so we... Geez,
we were over in the dam and a few of the boys were on the truffles and the mushrooms and we done one of them boats, one of the city light boats, right?
Yeah.
But I just thought it was gas because they had the headphones on and there's all them different languages. I kept just swapping the boys' languages but not saying that, and you'd be sitting there watching them and you'd be listening for a minute and you'd just say, what the fuck?
Yeah, what was he saying, yeah? What are you saying?
But it was a mad black tie event because it was the last day of this light show going down the canal.
Yeah.
So all these people were like dolled up to the nines and big fucking hats with feathers and all, and we were getting on in tracksuits like all the boys on mushrooms, giggling and all, you know what I mean? Gas.
Yeah, no, I actually never took mushrooms.
I took
mushrooms, magic mushrooms here. Like,
yeah, but you never did them in
never. Like,
I believe they're different gravy in the dam to here, yeah.
Someone was telling me there that they can... Your woman actually, the two birds they were saying, they bleed grew them or something.
Yeah, you can grow them really easy. We know people that have grown them.
Put them into chocolate and eat them, you know?
Yeah, we know people that do that. Yeah, you can buy the bags and you open it up and I think you just open it and leave it and you come back a couple of weeks later and cut it. It's ready to go, like just dry it out or whatever, you know what I mean? But sure, they grow here everywhere, like they're growing. It's coming into season now, isn't it? So
they used to get them everyone used to get them on the golf courses and all, you know?
What they say, like there's so much I've learned recently about what they say where like magic mushrooms are like, so say like Rudolph, the red-nosed reindeer, you know that's meant to be like, Rudolph was eating the red mushrooms, the ammonite, the mascaria or whatever, the big... Did you ever hear of this?
Rudolph's not real, man.
The story of Rudolph. Or fucking Moses eating something and seeing a bush going on for like all these stories they say. They say all like natural psychedelics are some way responsible for all these different. And I remember hearing the story about there was a village in Italy and that they were down in the mountains, so they were isolated from other places. I think it was Italy. Could be wrong. I think it was Italy. And they used to eat rye bread, but like the rye plant, I think. I could be wrong with rye. I think it's the rye plant is what LSD grows. If you get something on it, you can get LSD from that. They had no access to somewhere else. So every year at a certain time, the crop was going bad and it was growing this thing that had some form of LSD, like Sergic, something, whatever, right? And they were eating it. And they were all tripping and they all thought the village got haunted for this because they'd all started to see spirits and all this magic for years. And it was only when somebody came in and brought like other food one year or something that none of it happened and they were able to cop it. Like, but this whole village thought that they were seeing ghosts the whole time. They were just all tripping off fucking acid bread.
Fuck, so it's like that. Do you ever take that DMT?
No. No, I know people that have, but I'm intrigued by it, like, but...
Me too, you know what?
Terrified.
Kind of terrified about it, but I would like to experience it. I heard it's like 5 minutes, you know what I mean? Yeah. Well, you go into you go back to nature and all this shit.
They say the marching elves come out and they go into it.
Everyone says the same thing.
Yeah,
but that's the God molecule they call it.
It's like the shamans take it, don't they? Yeah. They go back to nature and all. It's the best thing that they can get. They go back to nature.
Well, like your brain produces that naturally.
Yeah.
The DMT, what's it? The pineal gland or something. You produce your own DMT, and like that's just
unlocks it.
Yeah, it's just an elevator the mountain unlocks it.
It's fucking
cannabinoids.
Yeah. It's the same. You have the endocannabinoid system, the CB1, CB2, and it's just
receptors are there. Yeah.
But like they're there for a reason. Like, do you know what I mean? Like obviously they've been used for medicinal purposes long before.
Yeah.
But they even say like magic mushrooms. I think they've done a study and 4 out of 10 people were able to cure depression for over a year with one use of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Should have given ketamine now, wouldn't he, to bleeding people? MDMA.
Yeah, for talk therapy. MDMA is meant to be very good for talk therapy. We've all fucking been somewhere where somebody's born in the ear off.
Oh, in the right setting. Yeah.
Like, I fucking love you, bro, best friend.
You know,
in the right setting like that, you know what I mean?
You ever go back to places, you know what I mean, elbow and ears, you know what I mean? You go back with bleeding people that haven't a clue who they are, you know what I mean? Everyone's there, yakking away, you know what I mean? And then it starts like, the music goes off. I'm still looking around going, who the fuck are you? They mean, give me a life story, you know what I mean? Over here, man, you're going home like that. Fucking we had bleeding some bleeding great times with his. good in the time, you know what I mean?
Yeah, of course, off the time, but people don't do it now, do they? Do people do it?
You know what, I was listening to a yoke on the radio and you were saying, you know, drugs that were taking off people at Electric Picnic.
Yeah.
They found like MDMA was the strongest MDMA, like
I see it's 300 or 400 milligrams or something in a single.
300 milligrams in it.
What is that or something?
Molly, yeah.
Mandy. Mandy is the...
Is it Americans?
Yeah, Molly, rolling on Molly, you always hear that in all the rapper songs and all. But
fucking
mad. But you don't hear the people. Well, we don't hear it. Maybe I'm just not involved in like circles of people taking
I
the
think
anymore.
But you don't. It was fucking Electric Picnic or whatever. You know.
I remember seeing somebody hand somebody a Gary years ago and got bite that in half. He was already mad over it, like, and it was a stone. He had to hand it to him. That's a stone baked yolk. He was biting on the blade. No. Same fella actually. I won't mention his name, but he pulled the water off his hand, just straight out. Mad over. He just goes, I've always hated this.
They bleed for fucking ever, don't they?
Yeah, he all the way down his blade now.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you doing, man?
Yeah, you're not supposed to.
Chill out, don't smoke, relax, you know what I mean?
Go over to the chemist and get yoga, you spray onto it now, can't you?
Freeze it just pops off, yeah. My dad actually had a wart on his leg and he was going to get it removed. And did you ever see the video of my dad on the Flickr?
No.
It's on YouTube, I must send it to you. He was going on the Flickr in the court, you know where I lived there?
Yeah.
And he was going up and he went up on the pat and he went over and went flying. And my dad had to lose a lot of weight, but he was a big lad at the time. And a fucking gas, like we were only about 12 or something, say, but he took the water to clean off his leg. He was literally going straight down to the doctors to get it out. Clean off, he goes down and goes, don't need that anymore.
Yeah,
clean
off. Plaster on it.
Yeah, a little on your way, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mad, but
fuck's sake.
But yeah, that's what did I hear? Bleeding loads of people doing on 2CB. Did you ever hear that?
No.
Yeah, loads of people at Electric Picnic and all were apparently doing 2CB. It's like some tablet that has a mix. It's not a mix of yolks and acid, it's a different chemical.
Yeah.
But it's meant to be similar to the two. And apparently that's really popular now. They're calling it like pink cocaine or something in it.
I heard of it.
Yeah. I don't know if that's the same as the pills, but...
You know, you hear people going on holidays, you know, I was away, blah, blah, blah. I heard a bleeding horror story about the people went away, you know, fucking to Spain or something like that. And we're in the bleeding club, you know. Someone drugged them and brought them back and apparently fucked the fella instead of the board, you know what I mean?
Stop. Fucking yeah. You hear all the awful stories that loads of people getting spiked and all.
Oh man, I don't really drink, but anywhere I am with my hands over
always keep it, all the time, 100%. You know what I mean? Oh, you have to.
Oh,
so my mate only got spiked there a few weeks ago over in Italy.
You?
No, my mate over in Italy. Now he was with his family and all, so he was alright. He was at a festival. He got spiked and had to get off. He doesn't know. He'd had 3 gargles and he was like falling all over the place. Now he thinks he took one of the girls' drinks he was with. Someone was trying to spike one of his cousins or something, you know what I mean? And it was gambling, like he actually only got engaged that day and you had to go off. Like it was mad. Like everyone was going, he's celebrating, but he only had 3 gargles the whole day. Like, you know what I mean? He was legless, literally legless. But you know what? You mentioned Spain there. I was going to give you a good story of Spain, but you were talking about some fella getting it, so I said I better not bring it up now. It'll sound like it's related to my story. You know what I mean? But when we went on our leaving cert holiday, because remember I was saying when I left school I was only 17.
Yeah.
All the boys that were in my year were going to Santa Ponza, and I wanted to go, but I didn't have the money at the time. You know what I mean? And like my mum was like not happy about me going away because I was under 18, going away on my own. You know, I was go on. So I was going, but the boys had a hotel booked, and I says, right, I'll tell you, I'll just rock over, I'll pay for me flights, like I'll look after you as well, we're out, you know. They couldn't upgrade the room, they had a spare bed but they wouldn't let them upgrade or something, so we're like, right, I'll just keep in the room and yous all go out and I'll get you gargles while we're out. And, you know, I'll fix up just for it, like we'll make it fair. And the first night going in, we got to the hotel and they're putting wristbands on everyone. I was like, bollocks. And they were like, no, you've no wristband, you have to go. So I went outside, went around the back, climbed in wherever we were in, and didn't think I came back that night, no, but like 3 days in, and we climbed in and we were saying, man, we go down the beach, we have a smoke down the beach, it'd be nice, you know what I mean? Like sunrise was coming up, we were at being off, whatever. And we were climbing back out of the hotel and your man caught us. He goes, well, catch you coming in here again, all yous are barred. I said, right, I can't do that on the boys, you know what I mean? They're all after paying, that's not fair. I said, fuck it, I'll go rambling. I was only 17 at the time. I ended up homeless with nowhere to sleep for 3 days. I had to stay up for 3 days while all the boys were going. Like now, somebody was always trying to stay with me, do you know what I mean? But my mate Rob, we walked down to the beach and we were sitting there, we're like, fuck's sake, what am I going to do? And I'm not even messing, some fella walks on and goes, you look like you're looking to go somewhere, do you want to come back to my hotel and we drink a litre of Grey Goose? And I went, yeah, Yeah, 100%. Went in, your man was at the going with his mates for a week. He was in the Banter hotel beside her, right?
Yeah.
He was at the going with his mates for a whole week, and then he stayed an extra week and all his mates fucked off, so he was just looking for someone to go on the session with.
Yeah.
He goes, they all know me, I've been in the hotel a whole week here, take my wristband and all, you can keep in my room.
Yeah.
It was like lovely, happy day. So like the rest of the boys see me get kicked out, they were bollocks, they went off to bed. And me and my mate went on the session, and then the next morning I was like floating in the Banter hotel. The boys are coming out going, what the fuck happened to Ceilim, you know what I mean? Yeah. They looked over.
He's in love.
There I was, floating in the big bleeding thing. I was like, yep. But it was mad, like, because have you ever been to Santa Ponza?
No.
The vodka that they use there, I don't know if they still use it, it's called Rushkinoff. It takes your voice.
Right.
So it's like, why are you talking like that? After the first day, they use it in all the cocktails and everything, you know what I mean? And the boys were on the top balcony and all my shit was up there, but I couldn't go in. So I had to shout from the show us down me shorts and me jumper. You know, I go, what? And I was trying to text them, and then my phone would die and they go, shorts. Mental. 3 days I was stuck nowhere to go, and then I just had to go home. Mental, like,
fuck's sake.
The shit you do, you know what I mean? Like I think back now, like half of that was just thrill seeking. Like I was always so drawn to something that was
excitement.
It was excitement, deregulated. Do you know what I mean? That's something I'm on now. I was just trying to regulate, because that was my whole thing when I was younger. Was just, what's the maddest thing I can do? Like what's the biggest thrill? What's the most like sensory seeking? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And now I'm like totally the opposite of that. It's mad. Like I go to the gym, I get everything out in the gym, and then just have like a structured day. Get shit done, you know what I mean?
Oh no, here, listen, that's the way we are. You know what I mean? Like it's like my life now is so simple. I go to work, come home from work, go to the gym, come home from the gym, sit down, watch the telly, have a blade joint, and that's it.
Simple life.
Yeah, man, you know, like, and I just, that's probably one of the reasons why I'm happy, you know what I mean? Like, because I'm not really stressed, you know what I mean? Like, the gym takes away all your stress.
It's fucking deadly, isn't it?
You know what, it's something, like, you know, anybody listening, you know, if you're ever fucking feeling down and you can get to the gym, go.
Even go for a walk, even just getting out and
anything,
moving,
you know,
moving your body. But the gym is,
you know what I mean. But the gym is playing great, you know.
Unbelievable.
But people have this thing, you know, self-conscious. People like if you're a bit overweight and all. Nobody in the gym gives a bollocks. Everybody's in the gym is concentrating on their own body.
Mind
they
their
don't
own
give
business.
a fuck about
and
you.
That's the thing that takes a while to swap.
It does, you know what I mean? Because when you walk in, you feel like I've seen people coming in and, you know, be a bit overweight and all, you know what I mean? And they be looking around and they be like, you know, self-conscious, like. Nobody cares. No,
the more thing with me, I was afraid I was doing everything wrong, you know that way? Like you look at that fucking idiot trying to chest press a shoulder machine, you know something
I know,
I was mad because the machines in Flyfit are so different to the other machines I was in the other gym I was in before, and I had to ask a man, and I felt like a dope, and I don't know why. And I was like, sorry, do you have a shoulder press machine? And he was so helpful. You know, he just, of course, that's what I'm here for.
Yeah, that's what I'm there for.
Come over, sit down, bring it up to that.
You're not going to the gym in Norristown now?
I used to years ago, I haven't been years ago, to Flyfit in Pier Street now.
Yeah, to be honest with you, I've never been in Flyfit, so I don't know anything about them.
Have my little routine now, you know.
The gym in Norristown's played great gym.
Do you know what, not
that there's never anybody in it. Certain times, I suppose, it does be full, you know what I mean? But I go at a certain time and there's no one there.
I do the same with Flyfit, I try timing. 2 days ago, it was one of the first times I went at 6 o'clock. I nearly had a breakdown. Like I went in and everything was full, and I was like, where do I go? What do I do? You know, like everything was taken. And I actually bumped into a fella from school that is huge now, like, and I hadn't seen him in years. What's the story? And like he's clearly going to the gym years. He goes, just do whatever you can, you'll feel better. And I had a fucking deadly gym session at the end.
Listen, you know, if you're waiting for a certain machine, just go and do something on a different machine. Or do something else. If you say you went in to do a leg day, and you go in all the leg things, say, alright, do chest today. You know what I mean?
We always bring the boxing gloves as well, because if all else fails, there's a boxing bag there, so that's the only cardio I can do, because I don't do cardio. I don't go, especially with the lung and everything, I'm kind of preserving energy, because if I get out of breath, which I do easier, I'm bollocks, do you know what I mean? So I try to do a bit of cardio to build that up, but I'm not like jumping in and doing bleeding 20 minutes on the bike or the treadmill. I'm just going straight to weights. And I much prefer it. Like it
I know, like I do at the end. We do 20 minutes on the fucking treadmill. You know what, an angle.
On the incline.
On the incline. You know, 20 minutes like a fucking, I don't know, whatever speed. You know what I mean? It's not fucking too fast.
Well, we started doing that. We do 10k steps a day. So we try commit to 10k a day, which is easy enough if you're busy, but we're in editing all day, it forces you to go, right, I have to go out for a walk. So we're just going out in the evening and going for a ramble, picking somewhere new, Phoenix Park or We went to Deer Park last night. Do you know Deer Park?
Deer Park, it sounds familiar. It's
at the Graduate Cafe. Now it's Mount Merritt.
Yeah.
Lovely.
You have a dog fucking thing up there and all, don't you?
I'm not sure, because loads of it was cornered off for construction, so we only kind of doing the lap of the outskirts. But it was little. We went up with the dog and it was deadly. Do you know what I mean? And like trying to do that, getting out and going and walking somewhere. We're doing the lighthouse. We've done the lighthouse loads of times.
Yeah.
Lighthouse is bleeding deadly. But there's one thing that I've been trying to practice lately, and I wasn't even going to bring this up because I'll probably sound like a nutter saying it, but it's a frame of mind that I've been trying to do lately. There's a book, right? The book is called Reality Transurfing, right? Yeah. It's a bit out there, but it's kind of like a version of manifestation.
Right.
But manifestation never really sat well with me. As much as I know it works, you're aligning your intentions towards a certain thing. It always felt like an excuse for me to not do the thing to get me there. So I go, if I just believe it, it'll happen. But it's like, you have to believe it and also do the thing, you know what I mean?
So like you have to put the work in.
Exactly, you have to get out and fucking...
There's all like great saying, I want to manifest this to me and all, things will align and will come, you know what I mean?
Of course, but
it's like that, you know, when you're sitting there waiting for something, it's never coming. Of course. You know, as soon as you sit back, it comes. Like, it's like...
That's it, and that's what this whole thing, the reality transfer, right? So I'm dyslexic, I don't read too well, so I do the audiobooks, and I get like summaries and things like that, so I just get the important bits. So I could be getting this not 100% right, but the idea is, if you imagine that there's so do you ever hear the multiverse theory? Yeah. Where there's all different universes, every version of everything has already happened. So scientifically that's meant to be true, right? So string theory, yeah. So if you imagine that all them universes exist and all you have to do is jump between, like every time you make a decision, you split between one that's further away or closer to your goal. And then it, like, what it does for me, which it's mad because I'm so like, I've got such a barrier up to things like this usually, but this just clicked with me as like a thought exercise. If you think to yourself, what does a perfect day today look like? Yeah. And what can I do every time I have to make a decision that gets me closer? Because I wasn't asking myself, what is a good day today? Yeah. I was just kind of going through and surviving and getting shit done. But thinking of that, like, what would I want today? What's the best outcome for today and how do I work towards that? And I use my decisions. Because I could be like, I want to get this job, but I'm not actually texting someone back. You know, it's something that I'm like, I'm actively sabotaging what I want, but just because I'm not thinking about it, I'm not thinking what does today look like where I succeed and do everything what I want to do. Yeah. But since I've started doing it, it's brilliant. But there's loads of other things like being a pendulum, like not swinging too much. That sounds loopy, sorry, let me hear context of that. If something is like pulling your energy one way, you're gonna swing back away from it, you know, being in that neutral, not kind of being too like desperate. I need this to happen.
Yeah, that's never gonna happen.
The further you run towards, the more you run towards it, the further you're gonna bounce back.
It's like everything, you know, the more you move back away from things, the more things come back looking for
I'm not desperate. I mean? It's like, if it works, it works. Man. If not, I'll be good.
Yeah, no, I wake up every morning and look in the mirror and say to myself, you know, Billy, you're the business. We're gonna have a fantastic day today.
Love that, yeah, that's beautiful. Beautiful.
And like that's I say that to myself every morning. I want to look in the mirror and all, got you looking, you know what I mean? Because like if you don't love yourself,
of course,
no one's gonna love you.
100%.
You know what I mean? It's like the negative thing we are saying. You know, if you're going out thinking, "No, man, my life is sure I'm have a poxy life and blah blah blah," you're gonna have a poxy life.
100%.
You know, because you're gonna draw more negative people to you. You know,
and you're gonna attract that exactly, and you're gonna be, and you'll fucking spiral into that.
The more you know, it's like anything. You know, if you say someone pissed you off, you know what I mean. So you think about him pissing you off, then you think about something else. The more you think about it, the more pissed off you get, the more thoughts come to you. So if you think good things about your day, about yourself, the more good things will come to you. 100%. You start being, I'm grateful for this. I'm grateful for everything I have. Like, I really am. And if you start saying that to yourself, then you realise, jeez, I'm grateful for that. About the thing about having a great day, you're having a wonderful 100%. Day. When you come home later on, you're thinking, oh, that was great today. Oh, that was this. And like, a wonderful thing, like, you know, people think, oh, a wonderful thing, win the lotto, this. It could be small things.
Small thing, yeah.
To 100%. Other people, but they're big things to you, you know what I mean?
The sunset, I fucking love seeing the sunset.
Yeah.
If I can get out for a walk during the sunset, I just feel good for the whole next day. You know what I mean? It kind of sets me up like it's like a little dopamine hit.
Like any time we go away, you know, we went to Grenada, right?
Yeah.
You want to see the fucking sunset? It was fucking amazing.
Something else, yeah.
No, sorry.
Where's Grenada?
It's in Spain.
Is that in Spain? Yeah.
But it's like. We went to Ballymun and then we went from there. We rented a car and then we drove to fucking.
Did you drive?
No, my mate drove, right?
Have you driven on the other side of the road?
No, fuck that, man. I can barely drive on
If
this
we have
side of the
time, I'll
road,
tell you a story in a minute.
But we drove to this fucking place. It was, they used to make the old Western movies and all, you know what I mean?
Fucking, did you want the spaghetti westerns there?
Fort Grenada or something.
We know a fella that's looking to move there, actually.
Right,
Yeah, I was trying to
this is, I'm telling you, man. I got bit by some yoke over there, right? I'm not joking with you. I went to the bleeding chemist, and then when I came back, the man was like, oh, your leg looks in bits, you know. I went to the doctor. But I had a big fucking yoke here, but I had a bruise from about here to here.
Stop.
Like when I seen it, I was over there and I was like, fuck that, I'm not going to hospital. I'll be there all day, you know what I mean?
That, yeah. Especially like, with the Spanish, not even.
Yeah, not even, you know, but fucking the place we stayed, what a fucking kip, man. Really? We stayed in these, it was a good idea, that, you know what I mean? We stayed in these little chalets, they were fucking poxy. Went in, it was like...
When were you there? Was it in the... Like, it was just gone, was it?
I was, this time last year it was, yeah. Yeah, it was fucking really warm. But, the place we stayed in, man. And there was loads of cats. And the people are with, you know, we were like, don't fucking feed them, because they won't
leave you alone then.
The fucking cats were there.
Don't let him see the cats.
Yeah. I was like, get them away. But we seen the fucking big white owls and all, you know. But we went to this little bleeding, little village to have bleeding something to eat, you know. Yeah. But we were sitting there having something to eat. It was in the middle, like we were in the middle of the street. And everybody that was going by was looking at us thinking, who the fuck are these cunts, you know what I mean?
How they get here?
They're like aliens there, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you do stand out. I don't mean you, I mean we stand out.
We stand out, yeah. But when we were going in and out of this place, right? Now we didn't cop this until we were leaving, right? But we were going down like an old riverbed. There was no water, obviously, you know what I mean? But there's rocks
in the
everywhere.
Summer, in the winter, there's probably...
Dodgy looking as fuck, right? But we got... the night we went out for something to eat, we were coming back and it was pitch black, right? In the middle of Bladen. This is like... in the big middle of the mountains, all rocks and fucking big mountains around. Like, I'm telling you, right? But we pulled into the place and the gate was closed. And we're like, bollocks! Where are we gonna go? There's nowhere to go, right? And we were saying to the two boys were with, like, they were like, oh, we got an email to say this, blah, and, you know. Next minute the bloke are in the thing with, in the car with as well, and he goes, did you see that? And we were like, what? He says, there's two motorbikes that are going by.
Stop.
We were like, we're getting robbed here.
Right?
I was like, get out of the car!
Yeah.
Right, I said, I said, here, listen, man, if you see anything coming, just enter it. And your man was like, I'll just check. I said, get in the car, lock the door.
Yeah.
So we were bleeding there, right? And we rang your man that was thinking, I'll be down in a minute. I don't know where he was. But the fucking, his hut was at the top of the hill. Bleeding half an hour later, I says, hey, listen, man, we're going to get killed out here.
Yeah.
Next minute, big fucking... like a mobile, no one of them fucking...
RV type of thing?
RV, one of them came down behind us, put the lights on, and they were like, what's going on? We were like, well, look, your man's coming down. Next minute your man came down and opened the gate, you know?
Yeah.
But when we were leaving, we came down, you come out of the place, we used to go down this way along the yoke. There was a road that went straight across the other side. We were like, we could have came in that way all the time, straight down the hill, you know?
Well, you're following the maps, did the maps?
We were just, the fucking Google map took us along this riverbed and all, you know what I mean? But you want to see this place. It was
we're only back, we were 6 months in Valencia. Have you ever been to Valencia?
No.
Dead. Not a lot of people know it because they don't have as good English as the likes of fucking Barca or Benidorm or places that people know.
Yeah.
Quality. It's such a cool city. It's like a mix between city and it's near Alicante, so you have a bit more of the beach vibe and all, but it's a whopper mix. But we went over the year before. We actually got engaged over there, and I was only had to get my licence at the time because I'm only driving not even 2 years, right?
Yeah.
And I was actually meant to do my test, but with the fucking operation and everything, I pushed it back. You know what I mean? But I was going over, I said, fuck it, I'll get a car over here. I meant to be driving a year before they'll let you rent the car.
Okay.
But I said, fuck it, look, I'll chance it. If they give me the car, they give me the car, you know what I mean? And I was thinking to myself, like, I'm after being passed to drive, I'm obviously legal to drive on the road. And look, I don't have the bad habit. I'm not like stuck in my ways of driving on this side because I'm only new, so it's the best time to get in, do it early.
Yeah.
Like I can drive, I know how to drive, and I'm not so used to being on the level. Like if my dad, who's driving fucking 40 years or something, goes over anymore, trying to swap his brain, you know. So, have you ever driven on the opposite side of the road? No.
I actually didn't know.
Mad, but we fucking her dad had done it a few times in Italy, and he said, stick to the middle.
It's a mad place to drive.
Yeah, but he said that as well. I'm glad it was in Italy. Spain's not actually much better, but he said stick to the middle line, you know what I mean? Because your brain will swap over once you stick to the middle line. We came out it was pissing rain. The floor was just like a mirror. You couldn't see the lines on the road.
Yeah,
we were straight out onto the fucking motorway. Thunderstorm going on. She couldn't get the maps up on the phone, so we were like driving. She could get it on the phone. She couldn't get it on the car, so she was trying to give me directions. You know what I mean? But I couldn't see it. I don't know how he didn't fucking die. Like, you were sliding across the road and everything. Red hot. By the time we got to the apartment, I was just sat in the car for a minute. I was like, I need to fucking breathe. You know, I was shitting myself. Like, I had to come down. Next day we got out. Map switched on straight away. Sun is shining. Could see the road markings. Everything. I was like, this is easy.
Happy days.
It was because I'd done that first, a really fucking difficult one.
Yeah.
It was so much easier. But like, my brain swapped in about 2 days. And then I came back here and went the wrong side up the canal. There was a grand over here and I came back and fucking straight up the wrong side of the canal.
Fucking, we were in Italy one time, right? Same thing. We're in Naples, the mad fucking roads, like tiny, you know?
Yeah.
But we were in Pompeii and we went to fucking...
Did you see the wanking man?
No.
Does it? You're not right of all the fossilised people?
Oh, your man will
fella having a
yeah. But we went to this fucking shopping centre, right? Now this shopping centre was ginormous. It was like Blanchardstown, Dundrum and fucking Liffey Valley all stuck together.
Proper serving everybody in the...
This place was huge, right? And there was loads of scooters and all. They're all on mopeds and all, you know?
Yeah, they love that in Italy, don't they?
Yeah. So we had this rental yoke, right? And this is the last day. And we were like, we're doing our best because the streets were a bleeding pitch, you know? And they're doing our best, not the bleeding crashy, you know?
Yeah.
So we're parked in this bleeding car park and everyone's leaving. We were saying, right, let's go before these scooters because they're going to be everywhere. We won't get out, you know? So we're reversing out. Next minute, this bloke reverses out. Now I'm in the back of the car. He hit us, right? He was in a bleeding fucking Fiat Punto or something, right? The thing is in bits.
What are the ones they do over there? The fucking Fiat 500s, is it?
No, this was a Fiat. This is a Fiat Punto, right?
Yeah.
So we jumped out and your man was like, much damage? And my mate was up the wall. We were stoned, you know what I mean? My mate was up the wall that your man was going to ring the police.
Yeah.
Because we were being over there with my mate. He's Italian, and he was saying if the guard come, if the police
come,
to
be fucked with.
They're just going to take your license off you straight away, you know.
Yeah.
And your man, my mate goes, you okay? And all. Your man was like, yes. I looked at the car, right, in the bump, at the back wheel arch was all bleeding smashed up, you know?
On his or yours?
On ours, right?
Yeah.
And my mate looked, he goes, everything's cool, jump in the car, drove off, we're driving down, and he said, yeah, we know what we'll do. We'll get a bit of eyeliner and put it across the yoke. And I was like, eyeliner? Have you seen the side of the car? And he was like, what? I said, your man's at that. And he was like, it's not that bad. So we got back to the hotel. And the next morning, him and his board went down, to clean the car out and all this, you know. And I went down, he says to me, have nearly everything sorted, I said, look at the fucking dent over the wheel arch. Where? Oh, fucking hell, I didn't see that and all, you know what I mean? So I was trying to pull it out.
Fitting them.
But the car he gave us, there was loads of damage on it already, you know what I mean?
Yeah. But did you take photos of man?
No, we didn't have bollocks, we were bleeding. You got off these two blokes who looked like they were in the mafia. I was down a laneway somewhere here, there's the key, you know what I mean? But then when we came back to give it back, you want to see the two blokes standing there, and I was like, these are going to say something, they're going to punch the head off us. Because he was walking around the car, looking, but he didn't cop anything.
They don't give a bollocks.
No.
I had the exact same. I was pulling out of a car park and I booked I can't remember, Fiat Tipo, I think it's like a They gave us some Jeep, it was a DR, it was an Italian brand Jeep, it was a fucking huge joke. Looked like, the Jeep that Nidge drives? I kept going, I have to go to Dundrum, Tracy, she was like, when shut up, you fucking, the Nidge wagon. But we were pulling out of a car park and I creamed the side off. I just misjudged it because it was real narrow, they're all real narrow, all like the empires of Europe. And I was like, 2 days, what am I going to do? And I said in the contract, because we had a long-term car rental, it was like 6 months we had it for. So I said in the contract, if you don't report something, you can be fined, But I was like, I'm fairly sure we're fully comped. I rang them and they were like, oh yeah, don't worry, you don't even have to ring us about that, whatever. After that, didn't scratch it once because I wasn't worried,
what I
mean? I was like, it doesn't matter if I scratch it, and I didn't fucking do it. It drove perfectly. That's actually not true. Sorry, the day before we gave it back, I says to Yaz, am I going to clear that? She goes, no, buddy, you clear that. And I turned into reverse into the spot. I just heard, it was like a fucking, like the bike locks, the metal yokes. It was one of them. She didn't even say it. She just thought I meant for the patch. She was like, loads of them. Gave her loads of welly and bent the front off, but they didn't give a bollocks. I brought it back. That's no problem. They had somebody waiting for it, you know what I mean? There and then, so.
My mate in Italy, he was saying to me when we were over there now, but we came to Naples first, and then we flew down to fucking Lecce, you know.
Where?
Lecce.
Where's it down? It's down south.
It's down south, yeah. Puglia.
Right, yeah. Never heard of Lecce.
We fucking, when we got down to him, he was saying to me, he said, oh, you shouldn't have rented a car, I could have got you a car, €30 a day. I said, and he goes, your man doesn't give a bollocks whether you have a licence or not, you know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
And then wherever you live, if you were, say, I suppose where they are, you know, similar location, you could leave it beside the airport and he'd come down and collect it and all that, you know what I mean? Yeah, just come pick it up.
So the black market type of thing, is it?
Well, it's like, you know, to be honest with you, I think in Italy, they just get a car. You don't even have to do a test, because you see, we were driving down a motorway, right? Well, blowing along, right? Next minute, this one comes off the slip road, straight across, nearly ploughed into us. And there was a car on this side, so we couldn't even go over. Oh man, my whole life flashed in front of me, you know what I mean?
That mad drivers over there.
Mad fucking.
Me mate, he's Irish, but his family are Italian, and I never knew that, like, all the chipper families, do you know about this? They go back, you know the way Ian Ellie
they go back in August or something.
Irish Fest in August, yeah. So all the chippers close. I didn't realise that, like, most of the chipper families are from, like, a few villages up in the mountains.
Yeah.
And, like, apparently for the whole month of August, it's all, like, sports cars driving around and people getting out, alright bud, what's the story, you know? Fully Italian looking, but, like, thick Dublin accents and all. My mate's actually getting married over there next year, so we're going to go over and see the whole, they do a festival, the whole Irish Fest. Apparently you can get chipper food now in Italy. Right job.
Fuck that. Right, so that's a wrap.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure. Do you know what I have to say before we wrap it up? It's great to see how much talent's coming out of Ringsend.
Ringsend is full of talent.
100%.
You know, look at me and Frankie.
100%.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and even like we had a fellow won my competition, had a competition about content, and we didn't know who he was. I didn't recognise him. It's Tomo Edwards. Did you ever see Tomo Edwards? DJ. Tomo, like it's spelled T-M-O-E, I think. I just chatting to him, I was like, where are you from? He was like, Ringsend. I was like, no way. Little DJ, but he wasn't getting recognised. We done a load of shoots now for him for free, like, because he won the competition. He's after getting booked. He got booked in Ibiza there in the summer and everything. He's doing brilliant.
I know,
and like, there's so many people that you don't realise. Even like Craig or everything, like so many people coming out of Ringsend.
Even yourself, man.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm not one to take down hard, but I mean,
like, give us a bit what you do.
What I do, so like we work with businesses to help them like represent their business online. Like I specialise in photo. I do like food photo, drinks photos, product photos, but like we do all sorts, and it's mad because I'm working with people, and it's something I think growing up in a working class area. You used to always think, people who are professional won't want to deal with somebody from Ringsend that has a working class accent or whatever. But it doesn't give a bollocks. Like I went to college and I learned what I'd done in college, but I'm self-taught as well. Like I didn't learn photography in college. I went to art college and just learned about art overall, and then self-taught myself everything. So like it doesn't give a bollocks. Not once has anybody ever said like, shows your qualifications.
Credentials.
It's can you do the job? I don't care how you speak, what you look like. And that's not to say that people from working class areas don't face disadvantages, because you 100% do.
But it's not like it was years ago, you know what I mean?
It's hard. Like, I think if you believe in yourself, it's easy, but where the breakdown is people sometimes not believing that you can do it more than actually having the ability. A lot of the time,
100%.
You got back in yourself.
Self-belief. You need self-belief.
100%.
You know, because if you don't have it, people look at you like, you know what I mean? Like, he's a fucking muppet, you know what I
mean? Where can people get in touch with you?
So, you can visit me at dockonestudio.ie, or you can give me a shout on Instagram, Ceilim Robinson. It's CEILIM_ROBINSON. I have all my work up on my page, I have all my work up on the website. I'm just mad about what I do, like, I love it. It's mad because I was just running myself into the ground because I wasn't charged enough, because I just loved what I'd done, so it didn't feel like work. Do you know what I mean? I was just so passionate about it. Like I would do it like for free for everybody if I could just have all my shit looked after. Like I don't care about money, and that's to me detriment. Like I wouldn't even be invoicing people and all for that. You know that way? Like I couldn't wrap my head around the connection between like something that I love doing is my job. And like I'd never turn down, like if I used to work in Cafe Nero, someone's paying for a coffee, like I wouldn't be like, no, like, you know what I mean, it's a business. But with me, I was like matrate and fucking doing all that shit, and I still do. I look after people. I always look after people if I can, but like I had to take it serious, you know what I mean? It's weird to be like that, because it feels like play, you know what I mean? You enjoy it. If you're not enjoying what you're doing, I don't think there's any.
You should be doing it.
You know what I mean? Like, I used to work with a chef, Mo, lovely chap, Algerian fella, and he told me, he was like, if you're happy in yourself, you'll never work a day in your life. You know, if you're happy where you are, and that's always stayed with me. Like, if you love what you're doing, it never feels like work. You know what I mean? Like,
man.
it's beautiful. I'm very lucky, but it's a hard thing to do, especially like that when you love what you do. You think I could just sit down and do this for hours and not stop and but like you're not worth a bollocks to anybody if you're fucking burnt out and you know what I mean. So learning that balance has been hard because, as you can probably tell, I'm full steam. I'm always you know what I mean. So it's
how do you put up with him?
with great difficulty. But no, I swear I don't know how she does it sometimes because even all that saying like positive mindset and all that, like it's all well and good now wanting the right thing to do, but it's remembering to do it. You know, catching it in the moment. Sometimes a spiral. And like, I swear I'd be lost if it wasn't for Yaz. Like, she brings me down to earth all the time. She's just like, hang on, just breathe, take a second. Like, what's wrong? You know, and I'm like, nothing.
Shout out to Yaz.
Yeah, shout out to Yaz, yeah.
You Yaz.
Love me life.
Thanks,
doesn't want to be on camera.
Don't blame me. I didn't want to be on it either.
No, I didn't even want to be here. They forced me to be here.
I want to be here.
Yeah.
We all got home, will we?
You know what I mean?
No, but I have to say it's a pleasure, and I was delighted when I seen the podcast being announced because no better person to have real conversations with real people.
Yeah, man. Like, here, listen, and that's what the thing about. We're gonna have different people on all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's like you know now. You're a bit nervous before you came on. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Overthinking it just.
Exactly.
It's because I'm used to the production side, so I'm thinking like of what your job is, not you know.
We wouldn't be able to sit there.
I say that to people all the time. We were producing a podcast, and I said that to every single guest. Fair play, I couldn't do what you do, you know.
Like someone said to him, you know, you and Billy should sit down and have a chat in the oak, and he was like, nah, man, I want to stay behind.
I didn't even want to be shouting from behind the camera, you know. That's where I was at. But it's like it's something about it's a muscle that you train at that putting yourself out there.
Yeah.
And it's what do they call it? Some people do like rejection therapy, where like they purposely go out and get embarrassed. So getting embarrassed is easier.
Yeah.
Remember the first time I reached out to a job, I shouted Guinness, I had no portfolio or nothing. I just said this will be a good opportunity, and then I shouted about 20 more businesses. The only people that got back were Guinness, and they wrote me a really nice message about not right now, it's not your time, but you know. I was shocked because I expected it to either just be ignored or it was an exercise more than that and getting rejected. But it's probably the best rejection I've ever gotten still, you know what I mean? I was like, fucking hell. But yeah, it's mad, like throwing yourself out into uncomfortable situations. It's something that you build up.
Like with the first episode we did.
How did it feel?
Fucking hell, you didn't know what it was mad, like, you know what I mean? You didn't know what to be saying. I kept saying, you know what I mean, you know what I mean, you know.
I'm not doing that loads there.
Listen.
That's part of the show.
That's part of the show now, but someone was on a few weeks ago, Dano McGuinness.
Yeah.
And he was saying it loads of times, and I was thinking, he's taking the eye off me now, you know?
Know what I mean?
And even Tomo was doing it there. 100%, you know what I mean? But listen, we have Billy Big Balls merchandise coming soon.
Did the guests get one?
Nah, yeah.
It's gotta be pumped.
It's double the price for the guests. You know what I mean?
We're giving you an opportunity.
You have your own company, for fuck's sake, man. You should
make fucking t-shirts.
Yeah, you should be sponsoring the t-shirts.
Trying to get my own t-shirts done. But we'll definitely take one of them 100%,
Yeah, that's why it has Billy Big Balls and then 100% on it.
Leo.
Yeah, and you know what I mean?
And you know what I mean on the
back, yeah.
Deadly. Yeah.
So, they're coming soon. Apparently, they're stuck in customs.
Job.
You know what I mean? Let's see. Yeah. So let's see, you know. Same with the posters. Anytime I see a man, I was just thinking of you. Well, you obviously weren't thinking of me. Because if you were, you would have the posters ready by now. And the stickers, like, man, how would I be here now? 6 months? Fuck's sake, man.
Unacceptable. It's unacceptable. I wouldn't have it.
Come down to your printing place and run amok, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no worries. We'll get them.
We'll get them, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. That's episode 16. Done and dusted. It's a wrap. Billy loves you. Nice one, Caleb.
It's been a pleasure.
Thanks very much,
Thank
bro.
You. No, not at all. Thanks for having us.
Absolute
pleasure,
yeah. I knew it would be. You know what I mean?